You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids.
We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, that's a good time roll.
Play ball! Are you ready to let the good times roll?
Are you ready for Kernels baseball?
The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels baseball. Now in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
It is a gorgeous sunny Sunday afternoon here in Appleton, Wisconsin. Temperatures in the high 60s, sun shining brightly, blue skies, and the Kernels find themselves in a two-way tie atop the Western Division first half standings with the Kane County Cougars. The Kernels were able to break through with 4 runs in the top of the 5th inning, 4 more in the top of the 6th inning. We out-hit Wisconsin 16-5 and came away with an 8-2 victory in last night's series opener, upping the road trip record here in America's Dairyland to 3 wins and 2 losses. Before today's game, we're going to visit for the second time with big league umpire Marty Foster. Marty was on vacation visiting his father-in-law, George Spelius, the president of the Midwest League, when we were down in Beloit earlier this week. Marty Foster, Major League umpire, our dugout interview guest next. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on The Zone.
With all the talk about rising gas prices, doesn't it make sense to drive a fuel-efficient vehicle? You can when you buy with confidence at Randy Keel Honda. Get up to 51 miles to the gallon with the Honda Civic Hybrid. Every Honda model has awesome fuel efficiency. Don't wait for $2 a gallon gas to buy a fuel-efficient car. Not when you can save time and money now by previewing Randy Keel's fuel-efficient inventory online at randykeel.com. Right now, lease a 2004 Honda Accord LX for only $235 per month. At Randy Keel Honda, you'll find many great buys under $5,000 too. Randy Keel is the home of confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. Randy Keel is dedicated on getting you the lowest possible price backed by the best service in the Midwest. Stop by and see for yourself at Randy Keel Honda, Center Point Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or visit them on the web at randykeel.com. Accord LX lease, 36 months, $14.88 due at lease signing. Includes first month's payment, security deposit, capitalized cost deduction, and excludes tax and license.
And enjoy the Wisconsin.
Major League umpire Marty Foster. When most of us were growing up playing Little League or T-ball, the coaches said if it's between your armpits and the knees, swing at it. It's a strike. How do big league umpires define the strike zone, Marty?
That is from the rule book, that's the definition of the strike zone, but a lot of people don't read on. It's when the batter begins to swing at the ball. That's when his strike zone comes into place, not when he's standing there waiting. A lot of players crouch down to swing at the ball. That initial crouch, that's when it's from the letters to the knees, not when he's standing straight up waiting for the pitch to come in. It's his first crouching movement to swing the bat.
Marty, as far as that strike zone goes, I understand that definition, but how in the heck are you guys ever trained with your eyesight to that black that Greg Maddux tries to hit, that black that Bob Gibson used to get on the outside with his slider? First of all, how wide is it, and is it just thousands of pitches defining the corners, or because if I was an umpire, I'd freeze on those borderline pitches.
Yeah, you got to make a decision when there's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball on the black at the knee. It's time to make a decision, and for the batter also has to make a decision. If it's close enough to for me to think about calling, it's close enough for him to be swinging at it. But yeah, you get those pitchers that live on the corners now, and you try and keep them on the plate, and you make them throw it there, and you're not going to give them 4 or 5 inches outside. It used to be the plate's 17 inches wide, the guy's got a 38-inch bat. That's why they used to go outside that far in the old days. But now they don't. The ball has to touch the plate, and but we're giving them more down and up, too. So I think it's a good it works out pretty good for both sides.
Marty, we have so many Cub fans in eastern Iowa, and with WGN's coverage of the Cubs and their superstar, Sammy Sosa, I know our fans would love to hear you answer this. Doesn't Sammy have a ritual before every at-bat in the first game of a series of kind of tapping the plate umpire on the back as a sign of respect and politeness? And what other things do players do to let you know that, hey, they respect you as a professional?
Well, yeah, Sammy has his little thing he does, and I always make a joke. He taps me now and yells at me later. But it's funny. He's a good guy. He's good to us and shows us respect, and we in turn show him some respect. And there's players that come up and say, "Hi, how you doing, Marty? How's your night going? Or where are you guys coming from?" And there's other players that don't talk to you and you don't talk to them, but that's fine too. But then there's a few percentage that are just not good people, and you know who they are too.
Yeah, there's always a few ornery folks in any profession. Marty, what about when a guy gets at first base, and let's say you're umpiring at first base, again, through the power of television from that third base camera angle, we can see that some players who are leading off first base will have a chuckle or a few words to the first baseman. What are they talking about? Where to go to dinner after the game, or, boy, was that a good hit, or what are they talking about?
Well, more times than not, it's not English, so I don't understand what they're saying. But they do have a little conversation. Like the hitter will say, "Boy, what about that hit I got?" If he had a blooper over the second baseman's head, and the guy at first base will go, "No, that's power for you," and the first baseman will laugh, and it's stuff like that. It's kind of humorous, and I listen to it a little bit and get a chuckle myself.
There are some guys that are all business out there. I remember Bob Gibson as a Cardinal fan, Marty. He didn't even want to talk to his battery mate, Tim McCarver, before a game hardly. Does anybody come to mind in the big leagues, whether they're old veterans or just regular players, that when they go between that white line, they're not even friendly with their teammates? Not because they're mean guys, but because they're so focused on their job or their craft.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I don't know too much about what goes on, but I hear things, and a lot of guys, they mistake that intensity and that focus for being not a good guy, but that's not the case, because once they're not pitching or not playing, they're great people. But I'm sure it goes in every sport. Once they get on the field, it's time to go to work.
Marty, how about when the umpires confer? I think it's a good thing, since baseball doesn't have instant replay, and I'm not an advocate of instant replay, but it used to be that there was, and when I was growing up, that when an umpire made a call, that was it. But now it seems like there is a license and a permission for, if you need to, for all four of you guys to get together, or for a pair of you. And I wondered how they teach you when to confer with another umpire to get a ruling correct.
Well, ruling, if you have a weird situation, you definitely get together to make sure that the guy did it right. Or if he has a question, you get together. And but with these new ballparks, and they call them fan-friendly, which means umpire not friendly, because there's so many fan interference, so many corners, nooks, and crannies. The ball going out, did it hit the railing and come back? Did a fan touch it? I mean, these balls are hit fast and hard, 400 feet. I can't possibly run out there and get stopped and see if it ticked a fan's hand or hit a railing behind the home run fence or hit the fence. So that's the kind of stuff we get together on mostly at these new ballparks is, what did the ball hit? Did it hit the fair pole? Was it fair or foul? That kind of stuff they want us to get help on, because four sets of eyes are better than one.
You bet, Marty. Now, would that apply to a guy, whether a guy caught a ball diving head first or trapped it, or is that one that usually the one umpire of four should be able to make that call?
That's a tough one, too, because if there's multiple runners, guys running around, depending on what umpires call in the outfield, you can't change that call. Even if you know it bounced, you got to let it go, or it was caught. Unless, like say, there's no runners on or nobody was advancing, and the guy comes up and short hops it, and the guy's calling it a catch, and now you have time to correct that. That's what you would do if no runners would be in jeopardy because of your call.
We're going to take a break from Appleton, Wisconsin, a fascinating look at the world of big league umpiring from a fellow who started off in the minor leagues, worked his way up. He's been a professional umpire for 17 years, 5 in the major leagues. Marty Foster. A final word with Marty when we return to Appleton. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
Marty, baseball is such a tradition-laden sport. It's our national pastime. I was glad to see that they decided not to allow advertising on the bases just a couple of weeks ago for a movie, yet they are always trying to improve the game. Do you think in your lifetime as an umpire there will ever be instant replay like the NFL, or will there be some sort of beeper system defining a strike zone so essentially the plate umpire is only there to rule whether a ball is fair or foul or safe or out at home plate? Those are two of the innovations that could be around the corner. I want to get your feelings on automatic balls and strikes by laser technology and instant replay.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they could find a machine that called balls and strikes and just have me sit back there and worry about fair fouls or plays, I'll be all for that. But there's no kind of system like that. If they wanted to, I'm sure they could get all the scientists together and figure out a way, like tennis has that eye on the line and stuff like that. But how would you judge where the ball is on the player? You'd have to wear something, and then he would adjust it to where he wants his strike zone. If they want to take this thing and make it robotic, and then they can go ahead and do that. But it would take a lot of innovation, and I don't think instant replay will come in because the main fact, they're worried about the time of games right now. I can imagine having to call timeout and waste 15 minutes going over a replay. I don't think it has any place, and we're good enough now to where even if they show replays, which I've seen on some of my calls, the worst case scenario is you can't tell one way or the other.
Well, you're exactly right, Marty. Even with 8 cameras, it's hard to say sometimes fair, foul, safe, or out. Marty, finally, with all your travels to the 30-plus big league cities, I have my favorites because I grew up a Cardinal fan. I happen to think St. Louis has the most educated, fervent fans of any team in the big leagues, but I'm warped. I'm biased. Where do you like to go to umpire, and what stadiums do you get the biggest thrill out of coming out on the field to?
Well, I particularly like the Midwest. I live here now. I live in Beloit, Wisconsin. When I'm in Milwaukee, I just commute. When I'm in Chicago, the family comes up or over, and we have a great time in Chicago. I love working at Wrigley because the day games, the fans there, the excitement. I also like the Bostons, the New Yorks, the older parks, and some of the new parks are amazing right now. There's no really bad place to work now. It's just where you prefer to work.
Not even Montreal?
Well, I still even like going up there. It's a nice little city, but I don't know what they're going to do with that ballpark. Tampa Bay is another one. It's a great place. I even got a place down there in Tampa. But the stadium is not the best. It's like playing with a white marble in the bathtub. You can't see it.
Well, Marty, thank you so much. There's an attitude that they joke about in the minor leagues. Our Kernels get on each other if a guy, and they never do, but if a guy kind of struts around and acts like he's a big deal, they say, hey, quit big leaguing it. And, Marty, thank you for being a true professional, and this has been fascinating, the last 2 dugout interviews. We'd never know you were a big league umpire by the way you carry yourself in terms of your humble, patient manner with our questions. Marty, thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much, and like I said the other day in the other interview, is enjoy the minor league baseball. It's a great thing.
And there's a testament from a guy who's made it to the ultimate, the big leagues. Marty Foster, big league umpire. We thank him for his last 2 days with us here on the Dugout Interview. Up next, starting lineups, Kernels in Wisconsin. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's
was no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
A big crowd will be on hand for Game 2 of our 4-game weekend series here in Appleton, Wisconsin at Fox City Stadium. We welcome you to the fun of Kernel baseball here on the Zone. And before this one gets underway, we have good news to report. The Kernels, with their 8-2 thumping of the Timber Rattlers in last night's series opener, are now tied atop the Western Division first half standings with just one other club, the Kane County Cougars. Both teams have records of 21 and 15. Starting lineup for this afternoon's ball game. First for Steve Roadcap and his Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Their record is 15 and 21. They're 7 and 13 here at Fox City Stadium. 8 and 8 on the road. Leading off for Wisconsin in left field, he made his Timber Rattler debut last night, Eric Blakely. Adam Jones will bat second, and Jones is the Timber Rattler shortstop, Seattle Mariner first-round pick last year. Evald Bastida, the designated hitter, walked twice last night. He'll bat third. Evald's a left-handed batter, and he's from Cuba. The cleanup batter for the Timber Rattlers, he was here last year, catcher Chris Collins. Chris Colton, with his 5 triples, will bat fifth. He's in right field for Wisconsin. Hitting sixth, Michael Cox. Michael Cox at third base from Florida Atlantic University, a teammate of our Matt Pauley in the collegiate ranks. Cox bats sixth at third base. At first base is Jeremy Dutton, and he'll bat seventh for the Timber Rattlers. Batting eighth, he clubbed a 2-run homer for the only 2 runs by Wisconsin last night, center fielder Wladimir Balentien. And hitting ninth, a switch-hitting second baseman, Oswaldo Navarra. Rounding out the starting lineup for the Timber Rattlers, on the hill is a lefty. He's only 19 years old, Eric O'Flaherty, a 6th-round pick of Seattle last year. From Walla Walla, Washington, Eric O'Flaherty has won 1 and lost 1. This is his 7th start of the season, and his ERA is 3.93. O'Flaherty, a 6'2", 195-pound lefty, was a 12-9 winner in his last outing. That was Tuesday in Geneva, Illinois, against Kane County. He and his Timber Rattlers outslugged the Cougars 12-9 on Tuesday. O'Flaherty went 5 innings in that start, gave up 6 runs on 9 hits in 5 innings, struck out 1 and walked 2. That's the starting lineup for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Our great friends and supporters at Allen Motor Company now present the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Allen is celebrating a grand opening Kia sale right now. Make no payments until August of 2004. That's this summer. Make every mile count with a Kia during Allen's Kia grand opening sale. Brand new cars under $9,000 during the Kia grand opening sale at Allen's. The 2004 Kia Rio starts at just $8,995, and it gets 32 miles per gallon on the highway. These Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty program. Allen's is open late tomorrow until 9 o'clock. Allen Kia, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Switch hitter Quan Cosby leads off. He's in center field. Batting second and playing second base, 7th in the league in hitting with a .326 average, Howie Kendrick. Brandon Wood will hit third. He's the Kernel shortstop in the Allen Motor Company order. The cleanup man is Caleb Mayer, and Mayer will be at first base today. Hitting fifth in the Allen Motor Company order at third base, Sean Rodriguez. In right field, batting sixth in the Allen Motor Company order is Blake Balcom. Tommy Duenas broke a scoreless tie with the leadoff homer in the top of the 5th last night. Duenas will be behind the plate again today and hit 7th. Batting 8th in left field is 20-year-old Australian Nick Kimpton. In hitting ninth for the Kernels, he came through with a big sacrifice fly to make it 5-0 Kernels in the 6th inning last night. Aaron Peel Peel bats ninth and serves as the DH. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup, making his third start of the year and coming off 4 shutout innings in relief of starter Chris Hunter in game 1 of this road trip Tuesday night in Beloit, Nick Touchstone. Nick Touchstone is a 22-year-old southpaw. He's 6'5", 220 from Okaloosa Walton Community College in Florida. Nick Touchstone, an 18th round pick of the Angels in 2002, 0-1 on the year with a 4.11 ERA, and Nick is making his third start of the year. Last Tuesday, to open up this road trip, he spun 4 hitless shutout innings at the Beloit Snappers in a Kernel 7-3 loss at Pullman Field. Well, now that we've set the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, we're proud to tell you who our umpiring crew is. The umpiring crew is presented by Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Anderson & Brown Eye Care is a Bausch & Lomb contact lens specialist, and Anderson & Brown Eye Care is a leading dispenser of contact lenses in our area. Anderson & Brown Eye Care has locations inside Lens Crafters in Westdale Mall, Coral Ridge Mall, as well as North Park Mall. The Anderson & Brown Eye Care umpiring duo has Cliff Mahan behind the plate, and his partner on the diamond is Mark Ripperger. A remarkable surge by the Kernels offensively. I was just doing a little bit of casual flipping back in my scorebook because when I was entering the Kernel data this afternoon for the ball game, I saw that the Kernels do lead the league in hitting, home runs, and stolen bases. And that's quite a potent combination to be tops in the league with a .267 batting average, tops in the league with 37 home runs in 36 games, and to lead the Midwest League in steals with 46. When we started May, that was Saturday, May 1st, we were in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This ball club was hitting .227. So in the last 2 weeks and 2 days, the Kernels have lifted their batting average 40 points. Just last Sunday at home, that was May 9th, Mother's Day, the Kernels were hitting .247. As we start play this afternoon, the Kernels are hitting a robust .267 in the Midwest League. Let's take a moment, thanks to Kernel General Manager Jack Rader. I was given a much appreciated update on what we'll have to look forward to on our 12-game homestand, our longest of the season, that begins Thursday, May 20th. Before I give you a few of the specifics, I want to remind you that you're about to enjoy Kernel Baseball from Appleton, Wisconsin, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Deb Williams is our in-studio engineer. I'm John Rogers, and this ball game will get underway in just a few moments. Thursday, May 20th, the Kernels begin their longest homestand of the year that runs through Memorial Day weekend. Saturday, May 22nd, is a 5 o'clock start, and Rockin' Ray and Skydog USA will be entertaining throughout the ball game on Saturday the 22nd. Rockin' Ray and Skydog USA will also be on hand Sunday, a week from today, the 23rd, a 2 o'clock start, and it'll be our annual Bark in the Park Festival with fans coming. You can bring your favorite dog, your family pet, man's best friend, and watch the Kernels take on the King County Cougars a week from today with Skydog USA and Rockin' Ray entertaining. A big giveaway on Tuesday, May 25th from the Futon Connection. That's a 6:30 start, and the first 1,000 fans, regardless of age or gender, will receive a logo miniature basketball from the Futon Connection. The gates open at 5:30, and we'll take on Dayton at 6:30. And again, that premium giveaway of miniature basketballs go to the first 1,000 fans on Tuesday, May 25th. That is sponsored by the Futon Connection. And then our ever-popular noon games, our second of the season, will be on Thursday, May 27th. We'll be concluding a 4-game series with Dayton, and the gates open at 11, a noon start. Remember, you can stop at our ticket office. The box office is open from 10 until 4, Monday through Friday. Or call us at 896-7560, 896-7560. Wisconsin takes the field, and we're going to pause to honor America. A female vocalist will march out behind home plate and face the center field wall for the national anthem.
These are national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming through such bright and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
We had almost 4,000 here last night under very cold conditions. It's a beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon, and we're glad you're with us here. A loaded house again here at Fox City Stadium. We'll have a crowd of at least 3,800. The Kernels won out last night 8-2, out hitting the Timber Rattlers 16-5, and the Kernels are in first place along with King County in the Midwest League. This afternoon's action is just ahead. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Been looking to buy a used car, truck, or van? If so, head to Select Auto now. All vehicles are priced to sell with bottom line pricing. Monthly bills getting you down? Can't afford the car of your dreams? No problem. Select Auto offers payment plans to fit around your budget. Select Auto also offers great warranties on all cars, not to mention their experienced and friendly staff in their full-service service department. Hate being chased around the lot by those annoying salespeople? At Select Auto, you won't be bothered by any salespeople. You deal directly with the owners. Got bad credit? Not a problem. They offer financing for any credit, good or bad. Still not sold? Purchase any used car over $5,000 and get $200 in free gas. Hurry in. This deal only lasts during the month of May. What are you waiting for? Visit either of Select Auto's two convenient locations on 1st Avenue downtown Cedar Rapids or on 7th Avenue in Marion. Select Auto, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
The Kernels ready to face 19-year-old southpaw Eric O'Flaherty. Walla Walla High School and a 6th-round pick of Seattle last June. He started 13 games, or check that, he started 2 games in rookie ball last year, pitched in 16 games, and he split time between Peoria in the Arizona Rookie League, where he was 3-0, and Everett, where he pitched in 3 games in the Northwest League, and his record was 4-0. This year he's 1-1. The 19-year-old is set to face Quan Cosby on this beautiful sunny day. The wind is blowing from the first base line towards left center. Quan Cosby came on to replace Matt Brown as a pinch runner in this 6th inning. Was 0-1 in last night's Kernel victory, and the first pitch of today's game is a fastball, a strike to Quan. He's hitting .235, a couple of homers, 7 RBIs, and 7 steals in 8 tries. Quan grounds one up the middle, and the shortstop, ranging far to his left, makes a good play to throw out Quan Cosby. Adam Jones had to go far to his left and showed great range, the 18-year-old did, to glove that ball hit behind the mound, and Quan Cosby's bid for a leadoff single was turned away by a terrific play by the shortstop, Adam Jones. He showed a lot of range to his left. One out in the Colonel first, the batter, Howie Kendrick. And ball one is low to Howie. He's batting .326, seventh highest average in the league. 2 homers, 14 RBIs. And he punches one foul into the backstop, strike one. Kendrick was 2 for 4 in the Colonel victory last night. He doubled and scored in the Colonel 4-run 5th inning. Led the game off with a base hit into left center. He walked and scored in the Colonel 4-run 6th inning. He clubs one foul to Justin Bachman, coaching at first base for the Kernels. Kernels in their all-gray road uniforms, brand new this spring with red numbers trimmed in white. And the Kernels wearing their all-red caps on this sunny Sunday afternoon. The lefty O'Flaherty misses high, and it's 2-2 to Howie Kendrick. Eric has pitched 34 1/3 innings and has given up 41 hits. The southpaw wings a 2-2 pitch home, and it's lined into the first base stands. Count remains even to Howie Kendrick. It's not often that in any league your ball club leads the circuit in average, home runs, and stolen bases, but the Kernels do exactly that. Look out, another line drive, this one into the Colonel first base bullpen. A new batch of baseballs out to plate umpire Clint Mahon. Kendrick stands straight away from the right side. Howie had a 10-game hitting streak snapped in Beloit the other night. He dumps one down the right field line, and it drops for a base hit. On one hop, it's fielded by Chris Colton. It was fair by about 1.5 feet, and Howie Kendrick, who had a 10-game hitting streak snapped Friday night in Beloit, now is hit safely in the first 2 games of this series. Howie didn't hit it very hard, looped it down the right field line, and Colton got close enough to field it on its first hop, fair by about 1.5 feet. 1 on, 1 out for Brandon Wood. Brandon had a big night last night, 2 for 5. Also made a leaping stab of a line drive with the game scoreless in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ball one is low to Brandon Wood. Eric Blakely in left for Wisconsin, Wladimir Balentien in center, and Chris Colton in right. The Timber Rattlers are in all-white home uniforms with black hats and silver bills. We haven't seen that hat in our first 9 years up here. A strike on the outside corner evens the count to Brandon 1-1. Wisconsin is going more towards a black and silver theme. They used to be maroon and black in their team colors, but they have on black caps with silver bills. There goes Howie, and if he stops as Brandon Wood chips one foul behind home plate, and he's in the hole 1-2. The infield for Wisconsin has Michael Cox at third. He's committed 14 errors this year. Adam Jones, the shortstop. Oswaldo Navarro at second, and holding Howie Kendrick at first is Jeremy Dutton, a left-handed batter but a right-handed thrower. The lefty O'Flaherty tosses over there, and Howie's back safely. Brandon Wood waits, another throw to first, and Howie back safely. The catcher is Chris Collins. He played here last year for Wisconsin. The wind blowing out at a pretty good pace. Not really blowing out, it's blowing across the diamond from right to left. Kendrick not running, and Brandon sprays one foul into the backstop to stay alive at 1-2. This Wisconsin pitching staff is rated 10th in the 14-team Midwest League. They have a team ERA of 4.10. The Timber Rattler record is 15-21. They're in 7th place in the 8-team division. Ooh, a fastball just missed inside. The Wisconsin pitcher Eric O'Flaherty wanted the call, did not get it from the plate umpire Clint Mahon. O'Flaherty comes just about straight over the top. And as a result, he has a natural tailing motion to his fastball. There goes Kendrick, a pitch a ball, the throw to second. Howie underneath the tag, and an argument from the second baseman, Oswaldo Navarro, He thought he had Kendrick tagged out. A one-hop peg from Chris Collins on a pitch outside, ball 3 to Brandon Wood, and Howie Kendrick with a head-first slide apparently dove in underneath the tag of Oswaldo Navarro. The count has gone full now to Brandon Wood. He's trying to put the Kernels ahead here in the top of the first inning. The Southpaw's 3-2 is lifted in the air, foul right back here. And right below it goes. No grandstand roof here at Fox City Stadium. The only roof is a burgundy or maroon-colored roof that protects the folks on the concourse. The concourse is above the seating bowl. Kendrick at second, another 3-2 to Brandon, and this one is bounced foul on one hop to Colonel manager Bobby Magallanes. Well, the Kernels are forcing Eric O'Flaherty to make a lot of pitches here in the opening frame. Juan Cosby had a base hit taken away from him on a good play to his left by shortstop Adam Jones. Kendrick dumped a single into right, stole second. Here's the third 3-2 pitch to Wood, and Brandon's down on strikes. The pitch in on his hand. Terrific pitch by the 19-year-old lefty gets Brandon Wood, another 19-year-old swinging and missing. 2 gone, and Caleb Mayer has a 2-out RBI chance here in the top of the first inning. Caleb hit .233 with the Kernels in 92 games a year ago. Belted 7 homers, drove in 46 runs in 92 games. He's hitting .215 this season, coming off a 2-for-5 night at the plate last night. Caleb, a right-handed batter. Ball 1 in the dirt, down and in, and a good stop by Chris Collins to prevent a wild pitch. Collins is wearing black shin guards and a black chest protector, a black batting helmet. Wisconsin, one of only 2 or 3 teams in the league that has their names on the back of their white home jerseys. That's an unusual perk for a Class A player. Here's a drive into the right field corner by Caleb Mayer for a base hit. It'll put the Kernels up 1-0. Over to get it, Chris Colton, and streaking across the plate standing up is Howie Kendrick. Caleb Mayer went the other way, and he singled down the right field line, bringing home Kendrick, and it's 1-0 Kernels here in the top of the first inning. Caleb Mayer usually hits left-handed pitching very well, and one of the reasons is he likes to drive the ball the other way. And that's what he did. He took it down the right field line and drove home Howie Kendrick with the first run of the day. Now Sean Rodriguez at the plate. He's hitting .263, right-handed batter, deep crouch, and he nubs one foul back of home plate, strike 1. Sean was 2-for-4 in the Kernel win last night. Doubled in the first inning, but was stranded. Scored in the Kernel 4-run 6th inning after he was hit by a pitch. Rodriguez with 4 homers, 12 RBIs. Mayer, a short lead at first. The lefty's next pitch is down in the dirt, and another great stop by Chris Collins to prevent a wild pitch. Caleb Mayer's RBI here in the first inning is 10th of the season. And it came with 2 out. And that's what the Kernels have done well all season long, is hit well with 2 out. That's one of the differences between a winning record and a subpar record. A chopper outside of first is foul, and that puts Sean Rodriguez down on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-0 Kernels here in the top of the first inning. Shirt sleeve weather, if you choose, or you could be just as comfortable in a long sleeve shirt or a sweatshirt this afternoon. The temperature is in the high 60s with the wind whipping from the right field foul pole towards the giant scoreboard high atop the left, or high above the 18-foot high wall in left center. Well, that wall is 16 feet high. Just to the left of the 385 mark is where the towering scoreboard is. A fastball whizzes just inside to Sean, and it's 2-2 to Rodriguez. Caleb Mayer, I think, will be going on this pitch. Caleb isn't blessed with great speed. He has 1 steal and 2 tries, but Bobby Magallanes can count on Sean to put the ball in play. Caleb's not running, and a changeup in the dirt. Caleb will try for second, and he makes it. Caleb Mayer advances to second on a wild pitch. That one was in the dirt from Eric O'Flaherty, and good read, as they say in the business of baseball, a good read by Caleb Mayer. He saw that ball squirt about 10 feet in front of home plate, just outside the dirt batting circle toward the mound, and he darted to second. Now the payoff pitch to Sean. Hit hard on the ground to second for Oswaldo Navarro, and Sean Rodriguez is retired as he wrapped one hard to second. The Kernels in the first inning strike for 1 run. On 2 base hits, a stolen base, a wild pitch, no Timber Rattler errors. The Kernels leave 1 man aboard. And after 1/2 inning in Appleton, the Kernels won. Wisconsin coming to bat. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up?
Just getting ready to kick your butt.
Right. And mess up your hair?
You just wish you could look this good. No, nothing but that.
Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it?
Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters.
I can get in whenever it's convenient for me. Nice shot.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good?
Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me.
Oh, so that's why your hair never moves.
Oh, you're funny.
Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time.
Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, pins and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll think. Let your fingers do walking through Yellow Book. The other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers do walking through Yellow Book. The other book.
Away in the bottom of the first inning, Blakely made his Wisconsin debut last night, 1 for 4. Ball 2 inside from the Colonel southpaw. Blakely led off the fifth with an infield single. Eric is from the University of Indiana and a 21st round pick by the Mariners in 2002. The 2-0 from Nick is low, ball 3. Nick Touchstone, 4 innings pitched in relief Tuesday night in Beloit. Blanked the Snappers, no hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. The 3-0 from the big lefty. High, ball 4. Eric Blakely draws a 4-pitch walk to open up this afternoon's action for Wisconsin. That brings in Adam Jones. Adam is 18 years old, a first-round pick of Seattle last year. From San Diego. Jones, nothing for 4 last night. On the year, Adam is hitting .239, a couple of homers, 20 RBIs. The Timber Rattlers have struggled with the bat so far this spring. They're hitting .222 as a club. That's 13th out of 14 teams. Touchstone with a toss to first, and back standing up Eric Blakely. The Timber Rattlers have hit 19 home runs. That's 10th in the 14-team Midwest League. They've stolen 26 bases. That's 9th. The first pitch to Jones is above the letters, a fastball, ball 1. Nick Kempton in left. Quan Cosby playing straight away in center, and in right field, Blake Balcom for the Kernels, who lead it 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Nick fires a strike on the outside corner. An infield this afternoon of Sean Rodriguez at third, Brandon Wood at short, Howie Kendrick at second, and Caleb Mayer holding the runner at first. Catching for the second straight game is Tommy Duenas. Blakely has a modest-sized lead. He's not running, and ball 2 is low and away to the batter. Nick Touchstone has pitched 15 in the third innings this season, surrendered 15 hits in 15 and a third, struck out 16 in 15 and a third, walked 10, and an ERA of just over 4.11. Swing and a miss on a fastball tailing away from the batter, strike 2. Nick told us he's been pitching since he was 9 years old, and that he appreciates all the help that Colonel pitching coach Eric Bennett and Anaheim Angel roving pitching instructor Mike Butcher gave him on our last homestand to help refine some of his mechanics. A curve, and that one is bounced foul into the third base Timber Rattler dugout. There are 10 rows of maroon box seats here at Fox City Stadium. This stadium is celebrating its 10th year. It opened in 1995, and they're looking to draw their 2 millionth fan sometime this coming weekend. A throw to first, and Blakely back standing up. Behind those 10 rows of maroon box seats are 15 rows of aluminum back bleachers. There is grass seating here way down the lines. Way down the left and right field lines is grass seating. A pitch squibbed foul off the body of Tommy Duenas. Tommy is a little bit shaken up. The plate umpire heads out to the mound to rub up a new baseball for Nick Touchstone. Tommy is going to be all right. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Adam Jones. The Kernels scored a run in the top of this first inning. A Howie Kendrick 1-out single. He swiped second and scored on a 2-out base hit down the right field line by Caleb Mayer. Adam Jones is a right-handed hitter with a slightly open stance and he lifts his front heel slightly off the ground. He whistles one foul into the backstop toward the Colonel first base dugout. Adam Jones having a terrific at-bat against lefty Nick Touchstone. Touchstone. Nick splits time between South Carolina and Florida as far as his off-season home. Ball 3 is high and outside to the hitter. And let's see if Steve Roadcap, a familiar name to Midwest League fans, he's managed in Rockford and Peoria and even was the skipper here back in 1999. Let's see if he has Blakely running. A throw over there, and it almost sails over the head of Caleb Mayer. A long first inning for both lefties. 19-year-old Eric O'Flaherty had to really work hard to get out of the Colonel first, and Nick Touchstone hasn't had an easy time of it himself here in the bottom of the frame. A high pop-up toward the middle of the diamond. It's a fair ball, and Caleb Mayer staggers underneath it and then catches it in the heel of his glove. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Adam Jones, with the infield fly rule in effect, hit it a mile high to the middle of the infield. Caleb Mayer took charge and came in between the mound and first base and caught it on the very heel of his glove. The crowd oohed and ahed, just like they would if it was a snow cone catch. I don't know what you'd call a catch that you see all that white on the very base or heel of the mitt, but that's where Caleb brought it down safely. Ival Bastida, the designated hitter. He walked his final 2 times up last night. Lefty against lefty here. Bastida looks at a strike called. Spells his first name E-V-E-L, and it's not pronounced evil, it's pronounced Eval. Lives in Hialeah, Florida, down near Miami. Born in Cuba. Hit .274 in the Cal League last year in 87 games. A fastball. According to Clint Mahon, it was just inside, and it's 1-1. To Bastida, B-A-S-T-I-D-A, left-handed hitter, stands straight away from the left side. 6 feet tall, 190. A throw to first, and again the tying run. Blakely back standing up. Lots of action this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, and we'll be checking periodically to let you know what's going on. The game you'll hear tonight right here on the Zone, our parent club, the Angels, at Camden Yards to take on Baltimore. Strike 2 call to Bastida, and Nick Touchstone is ahead 1-2. Nick is wearing a long sleeve red shirt underneath his gray Colonel Road top. He's gotten ahead of this left-handed batter, Bastida. Blakely, a pretty good sized lead, is not running, and a fastball taken downstairs to even the count 2-2 to the batter. The Colonel pitching staff is ranked 7th, right in the middle of the 14-team Midwest League, a 3.88 ERA. A curve, a double play ball to Howie Kendrick. He'll flip to Wood for one. Brandon on to first, not in time. It just wasn't hit quite hard enough to turn 2, but Howie Kendrick fielded it and did get the lead runner 4-6. Brandon Wood's return throw across back to Caleb Nair, not quite in time, and it was to the first base side, or to the home plate side at first. Caleb had to come off the base. So Eval Bastida is aboard on a fielder's choice. 2 gone here in the bottom of the first as the Timber Rattlers send up their cleanup batter, Chris Collins. Chris, a right-handed hitter with a .224 average, a couple of homers, 17 RBIs. I mistakenly said he played here last year. He played here 2 seasons ago. There goes the runner, a pitch high. Tommy Duenas throws from his knees, not in time. A stolen base for Eval Bastida. He got too big a jump off the lefty Nick Touchstone. Duenas on a changeup still made it pretty close, throwing from his knees. Chris Collins hit .281 in the California League last year with Inland Empire in 70 games, but he's back here in the Midwest League where he hit .259 in 2002 in 101 games. Collins, even on the count now 1-1 as he drives one foul way down the right side out of play. 1-0 Kernels, bottom of the first inning. Big crowd here at Fox City Stadium as that wind continues to whip from the first baseline towards left center. Chris Collins, a muscular 22-year-old right-handed batter with a very wide stance. And he bounces one to short. Brandon Wood has it, unloads from in front of the bag at second to get Chris Collins. Well, Nick Touchstone walked the leadoff batter, but didn't allow a run here in the bottom of the first. No runs for Wisconsin, no hits, a walk, a stolen base, no Colonel errors, and the Timber Rattlers leave a runner on. And after 1 on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, Kernels 1, Timber Rattlers nothing. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Winning requires determination, energy, power. At Lion Energy, we know the power of teamwork. Our team gives its all every day to deliver reliable power to you. We're committed to meet the growing needs of our customers. Delivering safe and environmentally friendly energy keeps us focused. Our dedication to serve our customers keeps us on our game. And that's a winning combination.
Lion Energy, we're on for you.
Butterflies in your stomach. You know the feeling? Like when you're not sure you found the best loan. Well, set those butterflies free. Talk with a knowledgeable banker at Wells Fargo. Whether you're interested in a home equity loan, mortgage, or auto loan, they can help you find a product that's just right for you, including unique financing options you won't find anywhere else. And every Wells Fargo loan has competitive rates and affordable payment options. So be sure you found the best loan. Call or visit Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank and Equal Housing Lender.
ESPN Radio plays the hits.
Drilled deep down the left field line. It is gone.
All kind of hits.
And swinging a base hit in the left field.
The hits of Major League Baseball.
It swung on, grounded out to second. Back to first for the 4-6-3 double play. Nicely done.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio, The Zone, this evening from Camden Yards, our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, taking on the Orioles. Remember, part of our 12-game homestand that starts this Thursday the 20th and goes through Memorial Day weekend is a noon game, a noon start. Let me give you the date. It's Thursday, May 27th. Thursday, May 27th. The Kernel box office is open from 10 to 4, Monday through Friday. Or you can get tickets for any of the 12 games of our longest homestand of the year by logging on to our website, www.kernels.com, or by giving us a call at the new stadium, the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, 896-7650. That's 896-7650. Blake Balcom will lead it off. He's batting sixth in the Allen Motor Company order. Blake with a .274 average, a couple of homers, 14 RBIs. Right-handed hitter, and a pitch outside from southpaw Eric O'Flaherty. Eric has struck out 22 batters in 34 1/3, walked 15. His earned run average is 3.93. Ooh, a good-looking fastball was ruled high, I suppose, ball 2. To Blake Balcom. Blake was 2 for 4 last night, and a strike at the knees. Balcom started the Kernel 4-run 6th inning with a leadoff single to the left side of the Wisconsin infield. Blake from Florida State pops one in the air to first. It's carrying out now into shallow right, and the right fielder, Chris Colton, calls off the second baseman, Oswaldo Navarro, and Blake Balcom is flown out to shallow right to start the Kernel second inning. We have a winner to congratulate from our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge last night. We ask you, and we'll do it again here in the 5th inning, to log on to our website and earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop, and that's what Vic Lamping of Cedar Rapids did last night. We'll repeat the question and give the answer that Vic gave to earn his prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. A change-up and a swing and a miss by Tommy Duenas. Tommy, a leadoff blast in the 5th inning last night, broke a scoreless duel. It was his second home run of our trip to Wisconsin. He rips one into the left field corner, fair, and over to get it is Eric Blakely, digging it out on the warning track material. Tommy Duenas is standing at second with a one-out double. Tommy Duenas hit a bullet between the third baseman, Michael Cox, and the third base line, and it rocketed into the left field corner for a one-out double, and that's the third hit of the afternoon for the Kernels. The batter is Nick Kimpton. Last night, we asked who was the first native New Yorker to manage the Yankees. That was our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question, and Joe Torre was the answer. Yes, Joe Torre, the first native New Yorker to manage the Yankees. Strike one called to Nick Kimpton from the lefty. In fact, Joe Torre is the only manager in the history of the Yankees who was born in one of the Big Apple's 5 boroughs. Torre was born in Brooklyn, and look what he's done in the Bronx. He's also managed in Queens when he was the Met skipper. A roller to shortstop, and Duenas has the hold at second as Nick Kimpton is gone. Nick Kimpton hit a worm burner to the shortstop, Adam Jones, and it'll take a base hit from Aaron Peel if the Kernels are going to cash in on the one-out double from Tommy Duenas. Nick Kimpton didn't play last night, a .259 batter, and he rolls out to short. 2 gone in the Kernel second inning, 1-0 Kernels. Vic Lamping, congratulations as our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge winner last evening. Aaron Peel pumps one foul into the backstop, strike one. Aaron hitting .221, 5 homers, 10 RBIs. A sacrifice fly in the 6th inning gave the Kernels a 5-0 lead as he really drove it deep to left field. Duenas a big lead at second. Peel rips one into left past the shortstop. Here comes Tommy Duenas. The throw home is going to be Not in time. Tommy Duenas slides in safely to make it 2-0 Kernels. It was a bang play at the plate, and Chris Collins, the catcher, argues with the plate umpire as well as the manager for the Timber Rattlers, Steve Roadcap, out of the third base dugout. Tommy Duenas slid to the backside of the plate, and he just did beat a throw home by left fielder Eric Blakely. Aaron Peel smashed one into left, just past the outstretched glove of shortstop Adam Jones, and with 2 out, Bobby Magallanes sent Tommy Duenas, and he just did sneak in underneath the tag of Chris Collins. Tommy created a cloud of dust as he slid in feet first to make it 2-0 Kernels here in the top of the second inning. The second RBI in as many games for Aaron Peel. I mean, he hit a rocket past shortstop. Now a ground ball up the middle, and it takes a bad hop on the shortstop, Adam Jones, and as a result, Quan Cosby reaches. Boy, a bad hop as Quan hit it up the middle, and that may be ruled a base hit. We'll have to wait and see. Quan is aboard on a base hit. Adam Jones had to go far to his left. Quan swinging at the first pitch. Singles off the shortstop's glove into center. Aaron Peel with 2 out, held at second, and the batter's Howie Kendrick. A spider is low and in. Ball 1 to Howie. He singled, stole second, and scored in the Kernel first inning. Kernels lead it 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. A pitch in the dirt blocked by Chris Collins to prevent a wild pitch. I mean, Aaron Peel hit a rocket into left field, and Tommy Duenas had a good leadoff second, and that made all the difference because he scored sliding on a close play at the plate to make it 2-0 here in the second inning. 2 on, 2 out. Kendrick loops one into shallow right. That's going to fall for a base hit. Rounding third and trying to score is Aaron Peel. The throw home. Safe. Aaron Peel is safe. The catcher dropped the ball. Here comes Cosby. Head first slide. Quan is safe. Quan is safe, and it's 4-0. Oh, the Kernels are running with rampaging confidence on the base paths as Howie Kendrick dumped a single into right field. Aaron Peel scored on a close play. Chris Collins dropped the ball, and then it rolled about 15 feet up the third base line. In came Quan Cosby. Quan scored all the way from first. Credit Howie Kendrick with 1 RBI. He's at second base. An error has been charged, I believe, to the catcher, Chris Collins, for letting that ball get away from him. E2, and the Kernels now lead this game 4-0. Ball 1 is low to Brandon Wood. It's 4-0 Kernels here in the top of the second inning. A ground ball past third, foul by inches, and strike 1 to Brandon Wood. Yes, the error is on the catcher, Chris Collins, his second error of the season. It allowed Quan Cosby to score. Boy, Aaron Peel would have been out had Chris Collins held the throw from the right fielder Chris Colton, but it trickled away from him and went about 15 to 20 feet up the third base line. Nobody covered home, and Quan Cosby darted home, and he slid in head first to make it 4-0. Now ball 2 is low to Brandon Wood. 4-0 Kernels, top of the second inning here in Appleton. Boy, the Kernels run the base paths with such vigor and gumption and courage. And that really puts pressure on the defense. Brandon Wood drives an extra base hit to the wall in right center to make it 5-0. Brandon is rounding first as Howie Kendrick scores, and Brandon Wood stops at second with a 2-out RBI double. Brandon Wood makes it 5-0 here in the top of the second inning, as he went the other way, and I mean he hammered one into right center. It wound up at the base of the 405 mark. Howie Kendrick scores the 4th run of the inning, and it's 5-0 Kernels here in the top of the second inning on an RBI double by Brandon Wood. And now Brad Holman, the pitching coach of the Timber Rattlers, comes out to the mound. That double by Brandon Wood, his 9th of the year, into the right center field gap, chased home Howie Kendrick with the 4th run of the Kernel 4-run second inning. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Kernels on Saturday, May 1st in Grand Rapids, Michigan, were hitting .227, and they started play today with a team batting mark of .267. Caleb Mayer is now at the plate. He made it 1-0 Kernels in the first inning with a Texas League single into right down the line. Ball one is low to Caleb. From 19-year-old lefty Eric O'Flaherty. Who checks Brandon Wood at second. And Caleb, look out, cues one off the end of the bat and shook up the fellows in the Kernel first base dugout. Nobody was hit by that ball. The dugouts here are not protected by a screen or a fence. They're open. Mayer's RBI in the first, Caleb's 10th of the year. 5-0 Kernels, runner at second, 2 out, top of the second. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, and Chris Collins chases it 10 feet up the first baseline to prevent Brandon Wood from going to third. Good changeup by O'Flaherty. The Kernels already have 7 hits in this game, and we're only in the top of the second inning, and the Kernels are on top 5-0. Caleb down on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a tip foul into the mid of the catcher, strike 3. Second strikeout by the lefty this afternoon. 4 runs for the Kernels in the top of the second inning on 5 hits. 1 Wisconsin air. The Kernels leave 1 and have stranded a pair. Early on, the Kernels are in great shape after an inning and a half at Fox City Stadium. Kernels 5, Timber Rattlers nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
ABC tonight. Super Millionaire and Weegis are back for a 5-night event with one of the biggest jackpots in television history. $10 million. 8 years and 12 Emmys. The Practice is saying goodbye.
I really loved working here.
And the man that opened its doors is back to close them forever.
Everything has to end sometime.
Dylan McDermott guest stars on a final episode of The Practice.
Then it's KCRG GP9 News at 10.
Do makeovers have to be extreme? Meet Val. She wants to look great for her daughter's graduation from Marion. It's a makeover, one you could do. Val gets a new smile, new eyewear, new hairstyle, makeup, and wardrobe. An Eastern Iowa transformation without the extreme price tag. And the way that you see her. Whoa! Watch Val's Makeover tonight on KCRG TV9 News at 10.
It's an information jungle out there. Predators are after your money, looking for that credit card receipt left behind, that blank check you lost. Any information to help them claim another victim of America's growing crime, identity theft. Don't give information to people you don't know, and report suspected fraud to your bank. Learn more at www.aba.com. And stay out of the jungle. This safety message is brought to you by Bank Iowa, Iowa's hometown bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Chris Colton will lead off for the Timber Rattlers in their half of the second inning. The Kernels with 1 in the first and 4 runs on 5 hits in the top of this second inning. Chris Colton, a .228 batter, a right-handed hitter, and he swings through a Nick Touchstone fastball, strike 1. Colton has spent his last 2 seasons in the Northwest League with the Everett Aqua Sox. Everett is just north of Seattle, about 25 minutes. Used to be the world headquarters of Boeing. Now Boeing's moved its world headquarters to Chicago, of all places, but they still build a lot of the huge jumbo jets in Everett, Washington. Ball 1 is low to Colton from Nick. Now a strike at the knees. Chris Colton. It was a 15th round pick of Seattle in 2001 out of Middle Georgia Junior College. And he's from the Peachtree State of Georgia. A changeup is low and away, and it's 2-2 to the 6-foot, 1-inch tall right-handed batter, Chris Colton. Nothing for 4 last night. Ball 3 upstairs from Nick. This crowd still settling in as the afternoon progresses here in Appleton. The payoff offering is lifted in the air to shallow right. Howie Kendrick a couple of steps back on the grass and right, and the second baseman has it for the first out of the Wisconsin second inning. Chris Colton is topped to second, and now the batter Michael Cox. Matt Pauley not in the lineup this afternoon for the Kernels. Let's see where Matt started today in the Midwest League batting race. Matt Pauley sitting this one out, batting .349, third highest average in the league. Remember last year we had Alberto Callaspo and Eric Ibar leading the league most of the season in hitting? Well, Clinton has the top 2 hitters in the league so far this spring. Ian Kinsler batting .398, a shortstop out of the University of Missouri. Juan Senrizo hitting .351. Ball 1 high to Cox, and now ball 2 upstairs. Michael Cox, a 10th round pick of Seattle out of Florida Atlantic, where I'm sure he was a teammate of our Matt Pauley. Cox hitting .232. Swings at a changeup, didn't get it, strike 1. Michael has slugged 4 homers, driven in 20 runs. This is his first action of the series. Ball 3 inside to Michael Cox. Hit .194 in 55 games with Everett last season. Holds the bat on his back shoulder and walks. Nick Touchstone has issued his second walk of the afternoon. Michael Cox aboard for Jeremy Dutton, a left-handed batter. Dutton, a .188 hitter with a homer, 6 RBIs. Jeremy was 1 for 3 last night, hit by a pitch and doubled. He was taken in the 7th round out of North Carolina State by the Mariners. No, you think of the thrill Joe Torre has had now twice in his managing career, managing in his home city. And people often justifiably point out that only a guy like Joe Torre could handle the pressure and rigors of the New York media. A pitch high to Dutton and a snap throw to first by Tommy Duenas, not in time. Dutton steps out, adjusts his 2 black batting gloves. Joe Torre, people forget he managed Atlanta, the Mets, and the Cardinals. A broken bat roller to second. Howie Kendrick's only play will be to peg to first, and he gets Jeremy Dutton. The business end of the bat winds up between first base and the mound, and it'll be picked up by Nick Touchstone. Jeremy Dutton grounds out to shallow second. On to second went Michael Cox. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs. The Timber Rattlers had this same opportunity in their bottom of the first inning, but Nick Touchstone got Chris Collins to ground out to short. Let's see if Nick can get Wladimir Balentien. Balentien from Aruba. I've never been to Aruba, but I understand it's one of the most beautiful tropical paradises that exist. I've heard the same thing about the Grand Cayman Islands. The right-handed hitter takes low for ball 1. Balentien, his second home run of the year last night. It came off Aaron Pullen in the 7th inning. A big swing and a tip foul. Tommy Duenas got bit by that one somewhere. Tommy down in an Indian squat in a prayerful position. He's trying to get his air back. Man, oh man, those catchers take a beating, don't they? At every level of professional baseball. 5-0 Kernels. We're in the bottom of the second inning here in Appleton. Quan Cosby is shading Wladimir Balentien to hit into left center. Huge gap in right center for this batter. A fastball just inside. It's 2-1 now to Wladimir. 50 games in Peoria, Arizona last year in rookie ball. He hit .283, 16 home runs, 52 RBIs. So he's blessed with a lot of power. He popped one foul into the first base grandstand for strike 2. Yeah, this kid hit 16 home runs and drove in 52 runs in only 50 games in the Arizona Rookie League. From Aruba, Wladimir Balentien. Bats from a very deep crouch. And chops one to the third baseman, Rodriguez. Sean throws, but not in time. It's an infield single for Wladimir Balentien. A Baltimore chop for a base hit. Michael Cox goes to third. Balentien legs it out. That thing had so much hang time that by the time Sean Rodriguez came rushing in to his left from third, he brought it down near the left side of the mound and then got rid of it in the blink of an eye. But Balentien was too quick. He beats the throw by Sean for an infield single. 2 on, 2 out for Oswaldo Navarro here in the bottom of the second inning. Navarro had 2 infield hits last night, plus a walk. So he reached base 3 out of his 4 at-bats. A fastball is above the letters. Ball 1 to the Venezuelan switch hitter, 19-year-old Oswaldo Navarro. First and third. Navarro stands straight away from the right side. Ball 2 inside. From Hick Touchtone. The infield single by Balentien, the first hit of the afternoon for the Timber Rattlers. Touchstone is set at the belt. A fastball is conked on the ground to second. Howie Kendrick backhands and underhands it to Brandon Wood for the inning-ending force of Wladimir Balentien. The play went 4-6. And once again, Touchstone is able to pitch out of a jam to help protect the Kernel lead. No runs for the Timber Rattlers in the second inning. 1 hit, an infield single, a walk, no Kernel errors, and 2 stranded by Wisconsin. We go to the top of the third, and it's the Kernels 5, the Timber Rattlers nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Did you know nearly 40% of all the waste going to landfills is paper? That includes newspapers, magazines, catalogs, junk mail, computer paper, cereal boxes, pop and beer cartons. Your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling encourage you to recycle those common household paper products by putting them in your blue recycling box on Collection Day. Save our landfill space. Recycle your paper waste.
There's a dream of life in your heart to tell you you're one of a kind. This is your time to just believe. Rise up, be strong. Originality lasts a whole lot long. Nothing better. Dr. Pepper. Taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper.
Lead it off for the Kernels. And he swings and misses, strike 1. We're in the top of the third. Sean grounded out to second to end the Kernel first inning. Hit the ball sharply. 5-0 Kernels. Sun shining brightly. Wind blowing from the first base line towards left center here at Fox City Stadium. We're right off Highway 41. It'll take you up to Titletown, USA, Green Bay, in about a half hour. And we're just south of Green Bay, and we're just north of Oshkosh. A 1-1 pitch, a change changeup, a beauty, and that had Sean fooled, and it's strike two swinging on Sean Rodriguez. Sean, a right-handed hitter, uses a black lacquer bat and sharply singles past the diving shortstop, Adam Jones. That is the Colonel's 8th hit of the day, a leadoff single for Sean Rodriguez. Hard to believe Sean's only 19 years old with the maturity and gusto he brings to the ballpark every day. Sean Rodriguez tagged one and smashed it just past the diving shortstop to his right, Adam Jones. We mentioned some of the big-name players who have made it up to the Seattle Mariners since this ballpark was built in 1994. And we also want to revisit some of the rich heritage that this team had when they were known as the Appleton Foxes and the Appleton Papermakers. Yeah, paper making is a big, big industry up here. Like everything else, it's been affected by the recent economic downturn. A pitch in the dirt and no play for catcher Chris Collins. A wild pitch from southpaw Eric O'Flaherty, and just like that, the Kernels have Sean Rodriguez in scoring position with a chance to add to their 6-0 advantage here in the top of the third inning. Collins pays a visit to the mound. We told you last night that this ballpark, or that this community has enjoyed professional baseball since 1891. Some of the big names that played here in the 1950s. Blake Balcom golfs the 1-0 pitch foul down the right side. Sandy Valdespino played here. Jack McKeon. 1965 MVP of the American League, Zolio Versailles played here. Remember that great baseball name, Zolio Versailles? Lee Stang, a former pitching coach for the Red Sox, pitched here in the 1950s. Ball two taken up and in by Blake Balcom. Blake flew out to shallow right to open up the Colonel 4-run second inning. Dean Chance, a terrific pitcher for the old California Angels when they played in Dodger Stadium the first couple of years of their existence. A little looper sprayed to the right side, and rushing to his left, the spirit for the first out of the inning, Oswaldo Navarro. Oh, Blake Balcom was jammed, and I mean he was really jammed. He thumbed one in the air to the right side of the Wisconsin infield. It was caught by Oswaldo Navarro for the first out of the third inning. Yes, Dean Chance pitched here in the 1960s. Dean Chance threw a no-hitter with the old California Angels. In fact, Dean Chance, I believe, won the Cy Young Award with California in 1963. Time is called, a throw to second, and Rodriguez back. Tommy Duenas doubled past third into left and scored on an errant field. RBI single into left. Tommy slid in safely with two out just ahead of the throw by left fielder Eric Blakely. That made it 2-0 Kernels. They went on to score two more runs in that second inning, and they lead it 5-0. Pat Gillick, the longtime general manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, played here in the 1960s. When I say here, I mean in Appleton in the old Goodland Field. Our general manager, Jack Rader, could tell you stories about Goodland Field. I never got to see it. But it was in downtown Appleton, or just outside downtown. A let-up is low, ball one to Tommy Duenas. Boog Powell. Boog Powell played here. Very few people know Boog's real first name, John. John Boog Powell, B-O-O-G. A terrific power-hitting all-star first baseman for those American League champions of the 1960s, the Baltimore Orioles. Tommy hits one off the end of the bat and rolls it foul to the on-deck circle. Rodriguez at second, one away, top of the third inning, 5-0 Kernels. I remember seeing Frank Howard in an all-star game back in the late 60s, and Frank Howard was 6'8", and he towered over Boog Powell, who was 6'4", 260 pounds. The southpaw whirls and whips a throw to the second baseman, but not in time to get Sean Rodriguez, who's back standing up. The fans in Baltimore, when Boog Powell used to come up, would all yell, "Boog, Boog," and you'd think they were booing him. Just like the Cardinal fans used to yell Lou Brock's name, and people thought they were booing Lou Brock. No, it was Lou at Busch Stadium. Tommy Duenas backs away from a pitch inside, ball 2. We told you about Cal Ripken Sr. playing here. They're going to have a bobblehead later this summer, a bobblehead giveaway to honor Cal Ripken Sr. Duenas takes a changeup in the dirt, ball 3. Good at that for Tommy. He steps out and adjusts his batting gloves. Earl Weaver played here. Isn't that ironic? In 1960, Earl Weaver played here in Appleton. We talked about him yesterday. Our Colonel of Wisdom, Ron Luciano, the 300-pound-plus umpire, ejecting Weaver 8 different times during their feuds. A swing and a miss on a good changeup. And Tommy now is run the count full, 3-2. So a real Baltimore flavor to this Appleton franchise. They were an affiliate of the Orioles back in the 60s. Now time's called. Dean Chance must have been a Baltimore Oriole farmhand, and Baltimore must have let him get away in the expansion draft that brought the Angels into the American League back in 1961. Here's the payoff to Tommy. Ooh, it just missed low, apparently. A changeup, ball 4. 2 on, 1 out, and Nick Kimpton will have a chance to add to the Colonel 5-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. Kimpton rolled out to short for the second out of the Colonel's second inning. Yeah, you think about how that Angel franchise has evolved. They started off playing at a minor league ballpark called Wrigley Field, of all places, in California, and then moved to Dodger Stadium before the Big A was built in 1965. Strike one called to Nick Kimpton. Nick stands straight away from the left side. 19-year-old lefty Eric O'Flaherty is set at the letters. He checks the lead runner Rodriguez at second and fires low, ball 1. Kimpton playing bare-armed on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Nick came to us about 3.5 weeks ago from Rancho Cucamonga when Warner Madrigal was sidelined with a broken hamate. Here's a little pitch punched into shallow left center for a base hit. Sean Rodriguez is speeding home, and he scores, and Sean Rodriguez makes it 6-0 Kernels. Actually, Nick Kimpton's the man who drove Sean in, so credit him with the RBI. Nick Kimpton didn't hit it hard at all. Hit a flare into left center. It fell in front of Eric Blakely. Stopping at second was Tommy Duenas, and the Kernels now are up 6-0 here in this top of the third inning. That's the 5th RBI for Nick Kimpton, and the batter's now Aaron Peel. Peel singled in a run with a smash into left and scored in the Colonel 4-run second inning. Swing and a foul rattled into the screen, and it's strike 1 to Aaron Peel. Aaron, an 11th round pick of Anaheim in 2002. Out of the high school ranks in Texas. His dad coaches girls basketball. His mom's a teacher as well. He swings late at a fastball and misses strike 2. Peel wears his gray road trousers all the way down to the tops of his black spikes. He's batting with 2 on, 1 out in the top of the third inning. 6-0 Kernels. A breaking pitch high and away to Aaron Peel. Boy, Eric O'Flaherty has had to make a lot of pitches here in the first 2 1/3 innings. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Boy, did O'Flaherty pull the string on Aaron Peel for the second out of this third inning, and the third strikeout for the 19-year-old southpaw. 2 on, 2 out for Quan Cosby. Quan is grounded to short, singled past short into center, and scored. Cosby batting right-handed. The switch hitter came in with a .235 mark. And a fastball is at the knees for strike 1 to Quan. Just down the road in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, there's a Division III school, Wisconsin Oshkosh, and there's a wonderful air museum. It's privately run. If you ever get a chance to see it, I recommend it. One hopper to second and a good play by Navarro, and Quan Cosby hit it right on the button, but a one hopper to the second baseman ends the Kernel third inning. Quan Cosby, a one-hop bullet fielded by Oswaldo Navarro to end the inning. 1 run in the third for the Kernels. On 2 base hits, there were no Wisconsin errors, and the Kernels stranded pair. We've left 4 men in our first 3 innings this afternoon. Nick Touchstone back to the hill, bottom of the third coming up. 6-0 Kernels. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos. Tuesday.
Mike and Mike. When the Giants made the deal and got Eli Manning, a little-known sidebar to this is that he wanted the number 10. Right. The number 10 was already occupied.
Yes, it is.
By the New York Giants by your buddy.
My buddy, Jeff Fiegel. So, Fiegs, tell us what happened with the transfer of the number.
Of course, Eli wore number 10 in college, and I was thinking to myself, if we get him, he's going to want that number. And I said, well, if Eli wants this number, he flies his first class down to Florida and pays for our house for a week during spring break next year. And, you know, Eli, he's going to be wearing that number 10 for the Giants for longer than I will. I took number 17 for 17 years in the NFL, so it's going to be fun.
That's a good deal out of you, Fiegs. You've always been a smart football player.
The only one thing I wanted to do, I was thinking maybe getting 1% of all his Eli Manning paraphernalia over the career of his career.
You know what he'll do? He'll give you 10% of all the jersey sales in San Diego of Eli Manning Giant jerseys.
Mike and Mike, weekdays from 6 to 10 Eastern, only on ESPN Radio.
Top of the order for the Timber Rattlers, clad in their white home uniforms with black numbers, trimmed in silver. Eric Blakely walked in the first inning, and he's ahead 1-0 as Nick Touchstone has a 6-0 lead now with which to work. Early in this game, bottom of the third inning. Touchstone making his third start of the season. And he misfires high and away for ball 2. How would you like to be one of 4 lucky fans, 18 or over, with a valid driver's license and proof of insurance, to drive away in a pre-owned vehicle? You can do that by coming out to the ballpark Friday the 28th of May, part of our 12-game homestand at 6:30 start. It's Pat McGrath Chevyland used car giveaway night. A deep drive into center. Quan Cosby, though, only had to move 1 step back to make the one-handed catch. Eric Blakely hit it right on the nose, but lines out to center. 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning as Adam Jones comes to the plate. You could be one of 4 lucky fans to drive away in a pre-owned vehicle on Pat McGrath's Chevyland Used Car Giveaway Night, Friday, May 28th. We'll be playing the Chicago Cub minor leaguers, the Lansing Lugnuts. And what a way to kick off Memorial Day weekend. Pat McGrath's Chevyland Used Car Giveaway, Friday the 28th. I chuckled with Jack Rader earlier this spring and said, Jack, now are the players eligible for this drawing? Because you know they'd love to have a Pat McGrath Chevyland pre-owned vehicle. Ball 1 outside to Adam Jones. And now Nick misses low, ball 2. Kernels 6, Wisconsin nothing here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A high drive into deep right center. Quan Cosby underneath it. And in front of the warning track, he has it for the 2nd out of the inning. Adam Jones skies to center. Nick Touchstone trying to set down the side in order for the first time this afternoon. Here at Fox City Stadium, it's 325 down the line. 385 to deep left center. 400 feet to dead center, and a dark green Army 16-foot high wall is in center field. The green is darker than the grass here. That's why I call it Army green, the same color you'd see on an Army vehicle. The deepest part of this ballpark is right center field. It's 405 feet to right center. A knee-buckling curve is downstairs to Eval Bastida. Bastida reached on a fielder's choice, stole second in the 1st inning, but was stranded. Bastida wears his white home pants all the way down to the tops of his black shoes, and he muscles one hard to short. A line drive caught by Brandon Wood. 2 hard-hit balls by the Timber Rattlers in the bottom of the 3rd, but nothing to show for it as Bastida ripped one the other way, lashing it to shortstop Brandon Wood. And Nick Touchstone does have his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon, setting Wisconsin down in order in the home half of the 3rd. We go to the top of the 4th. Kernels 6, Timber Rattlers nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the 3rd generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman's.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
Your husband has a sore throat and he's whimpering about getting it checked. That's when you make a mental note to yourself, must find family doctor.
How do you find the right doctor for your family?
It was easier than I thought. I called the number, and 3 minutes later, I had the names of 3 doctors who were in my neighborhood and were taking new patients.
Just call the Mercy Care referral line at 369-4444.
My Mercy Care doctor doesn't rush me out of the room with me saying, but what about, how do I? They take the time to answer my questions, even the silly ones.
It's that extra understanding, compassion, and care that Mercy Care community physicians practice every day.
So I got that doctor thing figured out. Now what do I do about that whimpering husband?
Find the right doctor for your family. Just call 369-4444 or find out more about our family doctors on the web at www.mercycaredoctors.com. Finding a doctor you really like. That's real life. That's the Mercy Touch.
This ball game, about an hour and 10 minutes in length, takes us to the top of the 4th inning. The Kernels have out-hit the Timber Rattlers 9-1 and hold a 6-0 advantage for the Kernels in the top of the 4th. It'll be Howie Kendrick, Brandon Wood, Caleb Mayer, the numbers 2, 3, and 4 men in the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. 2 weeks from today, Sunday, May 30th, 2 o'clock start at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Superstars will be on hand. And what a great attraction the Superstars are. We bill ourselves as the most wholesome, affordable. Here's a high fly ball lifted into deep center. Going back and making the catch is Wladimir Balentien. Howie Kendrick, 2 for 2 this afternoon, is retired for the first time as he jumped on the first pitch and hit it to deep center for the first out of the 4th inning. We proudly proclaim ourselves one of the best affordable, wholesome family entertainment choices in all of Eastern Iowa, and you'll never see a better example than 2 weeks from today, Sunday, May 30th, the Superstars. They are a collection of gyrating, oversized mascots by such names as Ken Giraffe Jr., Harry Canary. Brandon Wood has swung and missed at a couple of changeups from the 19-year-old lefty O'Flaherty. Brandon in the hole, 0-2. Brandon Wood lashed an RBI double into the right center field alley to cap a Kernel 4-run second inning and put the Kernels ahead 5-0. Brandon chops one foul out of the reach of Kernel skipper Bobby Magallanes, coaching at third. Shark McGuire is part of the Superstar Act. They are oversized, gyrating, giant mascots that put on just a great show. Oh, if you're looking for something fun and affordable and entertaining and memorable and just super amount of fun, come on out 2 weeks from today, Memorial Day weekend, Sunday the 30th, to see the Kernels and the Superstars. Plus, we'll be playing the Lansing Lugnuts. You know how many Cub fans we have in Eastern Iowa, so you'll want to see the future Chicago Cubs at our stadium. A 2-2 pitch in on the hands of Brandon Wood. He checks his swing and bounces one right over the Kernel first base dugout. It's still 2-2 to Brandon. One gone. Top of the fourth inning, 6-0 in favor of the Kernels. Brandon grounds one to third, booted by the third baseman, Michael Cox. That's his 15th error of the year, and Brandon Wood is aboard on an error charge to the third baseman. That was a pretty routine ground ball, and Brandon Cox had trouble with it. After it ricocheted off of him, it went towards second base. Second error committed by the Timber Rattlers on the day. The batter, Caleb Mayer. Let me share that phone number again with you as this season-long 12-game homestand approaches. 896-7560. The Kernel box office phone number, 896-7560. A curveball catches the outside corner to Caleb Mayer. Caleb gave the Kernels a 1-0 lead in the first inning with a 2-out RBI single down the right field line. He struck out to end the second inning. Mayer serving as the cleanup batter this afternoon. Strike two call, the letter high fastball on the inside corner. Yeah, the Superstars. I bring my camera every year they're in town because they're that noteworthy. You want to capture their fun antics and crazy gyrating motions on camera. The 0-2 delivery. Fouled off the base of the backstop. Caleb stays alive. 0-2. We play tomorrow morning here at Fox City Stadium. 10:40 dugout interview time. 10:40 in the first pitch at 11 o'clock. Monday morning baseball from Appleton. A curve, and that does in Caleb. He's down swinging for the second time. And that's 4 strikeouts now for this 19-year-old lefty, Eric O'Flaherty. You can see why Seattle thought so highly of him and took him high in last year's draft, a 6th-round selection out of high school from the state of Washington, Walla Walla. Walla Walla, Washington used to have a minor league baseball team back in the 60s and 70s. I remember the name from scouring my sporting news. A curve in the dirt, and what a stop by Chris Collins. Man, he has taken a lot of he has put forth a lot of exertion already this afternoon on at least 8 or 10 pitches that he's had to stop in the dirt. He wears those knee saver devices, those pads on the back of his calves. Those were invented, I believe, by Sandy Alomar Jr. Ball 2 in the dirt to Sean Rodriguez. Charlie O'Brien invented the hockey-like goalie mask. Steve Yeager invented that flap that hangs down in front of the catcher's throat. Ground ball to third. This is a good play by the third baseman who throws to second to force Brandon Wood. Michael Cox on a hard hit ball from Sean Rodriguez forces Brandon Wood at second, 5-4. In the fourth, no runs for the Kernels, no hits, one Wisconsin error, their second of the ball game, and the Kernels leave a runner on, our fifth stranded of the day. After 3.5 innings, the Kernels lead the Timber Rattlers 6-0, and you're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Greeny and Golick.
The great Joe Montana joins us. Philosophically, what is your take on whether or not rookie quarterbacks should be thrown to the wolves immediately?
Well, I think the situation, you have to look at each one separately. And in most situations, it's a huge learning curve that comes up. Not only are you learning a new offense, but the defenses you're going to see in the NFL are nowhere near what you just saw in college. So that's the most difficult part for the quarterback, because you can have some great tools, but most of the game for the quarterback is, they say 75% of it is mental, in your preparation and your recognition on the field. So I think it'll be difficult. I think they think that he's going to make a big impact, but up there in New York right away. But it's always good to sit out a little bit, and even for part of that season, to get your feet wet and learn a little bit more and feel more comfortable with that offense. And also with the things that you see out there.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio.
Hello, Eastern Iowa. This is Doug Worthen with Carousel Ford of Iowa City, and we'd like to thank you, our customer, for making us the #1 auto retailer in Johnson County and all of Eastern Iowa. So we are doing just that. In a true effort to show our commitment to you, Carousel Ford of Iowa City will soon be opening our new state-of-the-art facility on the corner of 218 and Highway 1 on Mormon Track. Come let us show you how we'll learn your business the good old American way. Fair, simple, and honest. Carousel Ford, 217 Stevens Drive, next to the Waterfront Hy-Vee. Soon to be on the corner of 218 and Highway 1 on Mormon Track in Iowa City.
A couple of hard-hit balls by the Timber Rattlers, but the top three were set down in order by 6'5" southpaw Nick Touchstone in the bottom of the third inning. Nick is ready to face the cleanup batter, catcher Chris Collins, to open up the fourth inning. 6-0 Kernels. Collins tomahawks the first pitch high and down the right field line for strike one. Chris uses a black lacquer bat. This catcher, as I mentioned earlier, spent last year playing in the California League with Inland Empire. He swings late and misses on a fastball down and away, strike two on Chris Collins. He's from Arizona. He went to school in Phoenix. This sounds like a beautiful vista. South Mountain Community College in Phoenix, Arizona. He launches one off the end of the bat into shallow right. Blake Balcom coming on, and Blake stays clear of Howie Kendrick, who is dashing out as well. Blake Balcom has it, and that is now 5 in a row retired by the big lefty, Nick Touchstone. One away, nobody on for Chris Colton. Chris popped the second baseman, Howie Kendrick, to open up the second inning. 6-0 Kernels here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Kernels are trying to up their Wisconsin road trip record to 4-2. A long way to go in this one, as ball one is just inside to the right-handed batter, Colton. Chris, with 2 full seasons under his belt in rookie ball, is only 21 years old. And Nick Touchstone misses high, ball 2 to the right-handed hitter. They list Colton at 6'1", but he looks more like 5'11". A bouncer to third, cut off by Sean Rodriguez. And from the shortstop position, Chris Colton is retired by Sean Rodriguez, the third baseman. Sean had to go far to his left on that one hopper. And it's a good thing he did. Otherwise, Brandon Wood would not have had a play. Michael Cox from Florida Atlantic now bats. Remember a couple of years ago when we had something like 5 guys on our team from Florida Atlantic? Anthony Doubt, Tommy Murphy, Ryan Withy, Dan Jackson, a pitcher, Zach Roper. I think those were the 5. Strike one called to Michael Cox. In this game, Cox is playing. His Florida Atlantic teammate, Matt Pauley, third in the league in hitting, is not playing for the Kernels. Michael swings at a changeup and misses, strike two. Coming up in the Kernel fifth inning, our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Why don't you get ready now by logging on to www.kernels, KERNELS.com. That's how you participate for your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. An 0-2 pitch is lifted foul onto the maroon grandstand, or the maroon concourse roof. A crowd of over 3,900 here. I bet we'll have just over 4,000 this afternoon. This is a terrific sporting community. A hook and it's low, ball one to the right-handed hitter, Michael Cox. 232 average, 4 homers, 20 runs driven in for Michael Cox. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and Nick Touchstone has recorded his first strikeout of the day. And he's now set down 7 straight Timber Rattlers. For the second inning in a row, Nick Touchstone sets down the side in order. The Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge is coming your way next as we go to the top of the fifth. Kernel 6, Wisconsin nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco, limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
The Kernels with 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, hold a 6-0 lead as we come to that in the top of the fifth, and poking one foul off the facade of the third base Wisconsin dugout is Blake Balcom. Blake has flown to right and popped to second. He leads off for the second time in this game. Right-handed batter facing lefty Eric O'Flaherty, 19 years old, and a changeup is low, ball one to Blake Balcom. Log on now to participate in our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge, www.kernels.com. Then all you have to do is click on the link to the right of the home page and email us your name, address, phone number, and then the answer to our Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Blake Balcom wraps one hard on the ground. Down to get it is the second baseman. Up and over to first for the first out of the fifth inning. Blake Balcom hit the ball hard on the ground, but Oswaldo Navarro threw him out. In your email to us, after you hit that link to answer our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question, email us your name, address, your phone number, and put down today's date, May 16th. That's all you have to do. And then you need to answer this question to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. Ball one low and into Tommy Duenas. Here it is. Four current players have slugged 200 or more home runs as second basemen. Name 2 of them. 4 current players have slugged 200 or more career homers as second basemen. Name 2 of today's second basemen currently playing who have hit 200 or more home runs. There are 4 of them. You need to name 2 of them. 1-1 to Tommy Duenas. He's doubled and walked, and now swing at a changeup and a miss, strike 2. Your Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question has you logging on to our website, www.kernels.com, Kernels, clicking the link on the right side of the page and emailing us your name, address, phone number, and the answer to our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. Name 2 of the 4 current second basemen who have hit 200 or more home runs. Ball 2 is low to Tommy Duenas. Right-handed hitter, homered last night in the 5th to break the scoreless tie. He drives one in the air to shallow center. Breaking back, now coming in, is Wladimir Balentien, and he makes the one-handed catch. The Kernels looking for their first hit since the 3rd inning, a 2-out RBI single by Nick Kimpton. Since then, lefty Eric O'Flaherty has had the Kernels off stride a bit. Nick Kimpton has the last Kernel hit. The last Kernel to reach was Brandon Wood. He reached on a 1-out error by third baseman Michael Cox at the 4th inning. 2 away in the top of the 5th, and you have the Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. Nick Kimpton lines one to third for the final out of the inning. Nick Kimpton went the other way and hit the ball right on the nose, but lines out to third, and the Kernels go in order for the first time this afternoon. Wisconsin comes to bat in the home half of the 5th inning. The Kernels on top of the Timber Rattlers, 6-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Look around you. Everyone's different. Some of us are tall, many of us are short. If you think about it, there are many important differences among people. That's what makes us all individuals. Insurance needs are individual, too. Talk to your Pekin Insurance Agency, Sheets, Forrest, Draper Insurance in Marion, about the proper insurance coverages for your individual needs. See Scott Draper at Sheets, Forrest, Draper in Marion about insurance for your home, auto, life, health, or business. You can depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
Renowned for his blazing fastball, Iowa's Hall of Fame pitcher Bob Feller earned the nickname Rapid Robert. The baseball immortal performed miraculous feats no matter which name he was called. The same holds true for Banks Heating and Air Conditioning. They're now known as Comfort Solutions by Banks. The new name, Comfort Solutions by Banks, brings with it the same quality and dependability you've counted on for years. Receive up to a $1,000 rebate or up to a 10-year extended warranty with the purchase of qualifying Dave Lennox Signature Collection Home Comfort Systems from Comfort Solutions by Banks. Offer expires May 31st, 2004. Lennox, making your home a better place. Lennox dealers include independently owned and operated businesses. See your participating Lennox dealer, Comfort Solutions by Banks, for details.
What a neat promotion between innings here at a packed house at Fox City Stadium, sponsored by the Outagamie County Airport. We see the Eastern Iowa Airport advertising at Hawkeye Carver Arena, and hopefully one of these upcoming seasons we'll be able to give their message to our fans at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, because it is a great place to fly out of. And here in this part of Wisconsin, Outagamie County Airport sponsored a really neat promotion with 2 little kids having to run across the outfield to 2 different stations and throw clothes into their suitcases as though they were rushing to the airport. And that's fun. And that's the image that airports and airlines want to give now, is that flying can be fun and everything is safe and sound as we were used to. A one-hopper to the shortstop, Brandon Wood, off the bat of Jeremy Dutton. And Brandon, with all that spin coming off the dirt of the infield, made a good play. Jeremy Dutton swinging at the first pitch here in the 5th inning. Hit it hard on one hop to Brandon Wood, and that is now 8 in a row retired by Nick Touchstone. The lefty will now face Wladimir Balentien. Balentien, the last man to reach. He did so on a little bouncer to the left of the mound. An infield single with 2 out in the 2nd inning. He's the last Timber Rattler to reach against Nick Touchstone, who fires a strike in on the outside corner. 6-0 Kernels, bottom of the 5th inning. Strike two called on the outside edge to Balentien, who bashed a two-run homer over the left field wall last night to provide Timber Rattlers with their 2 runs in a Kernel 8-2 triumph. Swinging a foul into the net, and Balentien had a healthy cut. Nick Touchstone served as our dugout interview guest earlier on this road trip, but our game that we were to air his interview was rained out. Swing and a miss on a curveball, and that's 9 straight set down by the Kernel Southpaw. 9 in a row for Nick Touchstone. So we're going to try to get Nick to visit with us before tomorrow morning's game and reflect on what has been a terrific outing for him here through 4 2/3 innings. He'll now face Oswaldo Navarro, having retired 9 straight Wisconsin hitters. Navarro, a switch hitter, batting right, takes a strike at the knees. Nick is 6'5", towering figure out on that mound. Navarro takes a curve. That's strike 2 called. Nick Touchstone is within an out and a strike of setting the side down in order for the 3rd time in a row and retiring his 10th straight Timber Rattler hitter. Here's the 0-2, and it's tapped foul outside third. Nick Touchstone coming off 4 scoreless innings of relief of Chris Hunter Tuesday night in the road trip opener at Beloit. He went 4 innings, blanking the Snappers on no hits. Can he make it 10 in a row? A pitch fouled off the batter's foot, and that hurts Oswaldo Navarro. It ricocheted all the way back to the right of the mound where Nick Touchstone fielded it. Oswaldo Navarro trying to put himself back together. Base is empty, 2 away in the Wisconsin 5th inning, and it's 6-0 Kernels before a big, big crowd here on a delightful Sunday afternoon. Navarro stands straight away from the right side. Touchstone winds and delivers. He choked a curveball and flung it to the backstop over the head of Tommy Duenas. Ball 1. Nick has walked a pair and given up just 1 hit, an infield single to the previous batter, Wladimir Balentien. The 1-2 to Navarro. Popped in the air, foul ball. It should be caught by Caleb here, and Caleb has it about 30 feet back of first base in foul ground, and that is 10 in a row. Set down by Nick Touchstone. He retires the Timber Rattlers in order for the 3rd straight time. Nick Touchstone, 5 shutout innings on the heels of his 4 relief shutout innings Tuesday night in Beloit, and that is some pitching by the big Kernel lefty. 1, 2, 3 for the 3rd time in a row, and after 5, it's the Kernel 6, Timber Rattlers nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met, it's forget we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try the delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons is Cedar Rapids' exclusive downtown hotel. Make plans to experience a spectacular view from the top of the 5 restaurants. Start your day off with us for breakfast, or make a lasting impression on your business associates by treating them to our signature lunch buffet that changes daily. For any occasion, enjoy an elegant dinner or the Eddie Picard Jazz Trio in the city's only rooftop restaurant. The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons, top of the 5.
Hey, corporate employees and union members too. Airport National 27-hole Public Golf Course in Cedar Rapids has an unbelievable new corporate union season pass special for you. 2 people for $300, 4 people for $250, 10 people or more for only $200 each. Add a spouse for only $125 or just $50 for each child. Airport National Public Golf is now accepting new corporate, charity, and church golf outings and leagues starting as low as only $11 per person. Holy slice, Batman. Please visit us just 4 miles east of the Eastern Iowa Airport today.
A new hurler is on for Wisconsin, a right-hander. And we'll have to determine who he is. He's greeted by a high, deep drive into left by Aaron Peel. This could make it 7-0. It is 7-0. Aaron Peel with his 6th home run of the year, leading off the top of the 6th inning, and it's 7-0 Kernels. Aaron Peel belted one over the 16-foot high padded wall in left field, and the number 9 hitter, Aaron Peel, is driven in 2 of the Kernels' 7 runs. His 6th home run of the year comes off an unidentified new Wisconsin hurler here in the top of the 6th inning. And we're still trying to get the hurler's number. A swing and a miss by Quan Cosby. This new hurler is Juan Ovalles. Juan Ovalles. O-V-A-L-L-E-S. And he has relinquished a home run to Aaron Peel. Quan Cosby takes strike 2 called. Quan batting left-handed for the first time this afternoon. 7-0 Kernels here in the top of the 6th inning. Juan Ovalles in relief of the starter, Eric O'Flaherty. The 0-2 pitch to Quan is dribbled towards short. This will be a tough play for Adam Jones, and he throws just in time. It looked like Quan beat it out from here, but the base umpire, Mark Ripperger, took a good long look at it and punched Quan out. The starter, Eric O'Flaherty, goes 5 innings, and he surrendered 6 runs, 5 earned, on 9 hits. O'Flaherty struck out 4 Kernels, and he walked 1. He did not hit a batter. Swing and a miss by Howie Kendrick, facing this right-hander for the first time. Juan Ovalles. On Uncle Charlie, and it's ball 1 low to Howie Kendrick. Ovalles, 6'1", 160. A drive into right sends the right fielder back, and he's there and has it. Chris Colton had to scoot back quickly on a hard hit ball by Howie Kendrick. Howie has 2 hits and a run driven in this afternoon. He's the 2nd out of the Kernels' 6th inning. The Kernels up now 7-0 in the top of the 6th inning. Juan Ovalles. Yesterday turned 22 years old. A foul down the right field line by Brandon Wood. Ovalles was originally drafted by Arizona back in 1999. In fact, he pitched in South Bend in the year 2000. So the Midwest League should be familiar to Juan Ovalles. A curve is inside, and it's ball 1 to Brandon Wood. Ovalles broke in 99 in pro ball. 8 starts with South Bend in the Midwest League. In 2000, he was 1-4 with a 6.45 ERA. Pitched with Everett in 21 games last year. All in relief was 1-2 with the Aqua Sox. Tapping one foul behind the plate to run the count even 2-2 is Brandon Wood. His opposite field double capped the Kernel 4-run second, made it 5-0 Kernels. An RBI single by Nip Kempton in the 3rd made it 6-0, and a leadoff homer by Aaron Peel here in the 7th makes it 7-0. A pitch rolled to the shortstop, and Brandon Wood is thrown out by his counterpart Adam Jones to end the Kernels' 6th inning. A leadoff home run by Aaron Peel is 6th of the year. 1 run in the 6th for the Kernels, 1 hit, no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. The Timber Rattlers will have the top of the order coming up in their half of the 6th inning, with the Kernels leading the Timber Rattlers 7-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You're in the Zone. Attention sports fans. Iowa's #1 sports announcer is right here on the Zone. For the 2nd year in a row, the Iowa Associated Press has named Scott Unash the best damn play-by-play announcer in the state. Fact is, Scott's dedication to outstanding coverage of area metro sports is unprecedented. The guy eats, sleeps, and breathes local sports. You can catch Scott weekday afternoons at 3 on the 19th hole with Scott Unash, and Saturday mornings at 9 when he hosts the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner. And in addition to great seasonal high school play-by-play, you can hear Scott calling all the hot action of Hawkeye Downs racing on Friday nights. Scott knows sports, and once again, he's AP's top play-by-play announcer of the year. One more reason why you need to keep it in the zone. ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
Nick Touchstone is ahead of the leadoff batter. Eric Blakely knocking in two. A strike called, then a pitch swatted into the backstop. Nick has retired 10 straight Timber Rattlers and given up no runs on one hit through 5 innings. Bottom of the 6th, 7-0 Kernels. A line drive and a leaping stab at first by Caleb Mayer. Eric Blakely hits it hard for the second straight time. He lined out to center leading off the 3rd inning, and I mean he hammered one hard the other way. Drilled it over the head of Caleb Mayer. Caleb leaping high. Brought it down for the first out of the 6th inning, and that's 11 in a row for Nick Touchstone. He is throwing strikes, and he's pitching with a great deal of confidence. Adam Jones at the plate. Swings and misses at a changeup, strike one. We're going to check in with in-studio engineer Deb Williams following this Wisconsin 6th inning to start garnering scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Touchstone with a fastball low and away. Nick even on the count to the number 2 hitter, Adam Jones. He's popped to first and flown to center. Jones, a right-handed hitter. Jackknifes out of the way. The pitch hit him, and then it hit Tommy Duenas. Both men are slightly shaken up. A hit batsman, and that snaps the string of 11 in a row, retired by Nick Touchstone. He hits Adam Jones. The ball ricocheted off Jones and fell Tommy Duenas. Tommy's all right. And the Timber Rattlers have their first base runner since a 2-out infield single back in the 2nd inning by Wladimir Balentien. Nick Touchstone's string of 11 straight retired has been snapped when he hit the batter on a pitch down and in. Eval Bastida, 0-for-2 with a stolen base today. Bastida pushes a bunt down the third baseline foul, fielded in foul ground by Sean Rodriguez. Eval Bastida trying to get runners aboard to mount a Wisconsin rally. Had the right idea, but he pushed his bunt foul outside third, strike one. Everything this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, with the exception of the game you'll hear tonight. From Camden Yards here on the Zone, our parent club, the 2002 World Champion Angels, taking on Baltimore. 0-1 to the left-handed batter, Eval Bastida from Cuba. And Uncle Charlie, and it's downstairs, 1-1 to the batter who steps out. Bottom of the 6th inning, 1-on, 1-out for the Timber Rattlers. The Kernels up 7-0. There is action stirring in the Kernel right field or first base bullpen. A curveball snapped off by Touchstone is just low. And that makes it 2-1 to the number 3 hitter. The Kernels have a right-hander up in their bullpen as Nick delivers low for ball 3. Hard to see who that right-hander is from this angle. Let's see if Nick can come back and get this left-handed batter. No, he misses outside with the fastball. The third walk issued by Nick Touchstone puts runners at first and second with one out. For Chris Collins. Collins, the cleanup man, has bounced to short and flown to right. Eric Bennett, the Colonel pitching coach, out of the first base dugout to visit the hill. Parents, I have a great idea I want to encourage you to follow through on, and that is to make your daughter or son just beam with happiness and pride. Stop by either of the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurants, one in Hiawatha across from Allen Motor Company, the second on the southwest side in front of the Windsong 12 Theater Complex. As you visit Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger, stop at the white registration box for a second and register your daughter or son for their chance to be drawn as the Culver's Small Fry of the game. If they're selected as the Culver's Small Fry of the game, they'll be issued a Culver's cap, and Mr. Shucks will escort them onto the field of play between innings of a Colonel game, and they'll get that Culver's cap autographed by their favorite Colonel player right on the diamond. A ground ball to third. Sean Rodriguez throws to second, out, and that's all the Colonels get. Chris Collins forces Avel Bastida. It went 5-4. First pitch swinging. Chris Collins wraps into a 5-4 force. He reaches on a fielder's choice. Adam Jones goes to third. First and third, two out for Chris Colton. As the Culver's Small Fry, your child will also receive, in addition to that chance to go out on the field and get the Culver's cap autograph, they'll also receive a certificate from Colonel Mascot Mr. Shucks for a free kids meal at either of the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurants. A pop foul into the indented bullpen down the first baseline, just beyond the reach of Caleb Mayer. Strike one on Chris Colton. He's 0 for 2 today. He's popped to second and grounded to short. A .228 batter, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. So a visit to Culver's is what I'm encouraging you to make, to register your daughter or son for their chance to be drawn as the Culver's Small Fry of the game. Strike two called to the right-handed batter Colton. Runners at the corners, 2 away in the Wisconsin 6th inning, 7-0 Kernels. Uncle Charlie, a beauty. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Nick Touchstone with a sharp curveball, and he has pitched 6 scoreless innings here this afternoon on top of the 4 shutout release frames he spun Tuesday night in Beloit. What a performance in Wisconsin by lefty Nick Touchstone. No runs for Wisconsin in the 6th inning. No hits, a hit batter, a walk. There were no Colonel errors. Timber Rattlers leave a pair. They've now left 5 aboard. We're going to check in now with Deb Williams, our in-studio engineer, to garner scores for the State Farm Major League scoreboard. After 6 here in Appleton, Kernels 7, Timber Rattlers nothing. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
With all the talk about rising gas prices, doesn't it make sense to drive a fuel-efficient vehicle? You can when you buy with confidence at Randy Keel Honda. Get up to 51 miles to the gallon with the Honda Civic Hybrid. Every Honda model has awesome fuel efficiency. Don't wait for $2 a gallon gas to buy a fuel-efficient car. Not when you can save time and money now by previewing Randy Keel's fuel-efficient inventory online at randykeel.com. Right now, lease a 2004 Honda Accord LX for only $235 per month. At Randy Keel Honda, you'll find many great buys under $5,000 too. Randy Keel is the home of confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. Randy Keel is dedicated on getting you the lowest possible price backed by the best service in the Midwest. Stop by and see for yourself at Randy Keel Honda, Center Point Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or visit them on the web at randykeel.com. Accord LX lease, 36 months, $14.88 due at lease signing. Includes first month's payment, security deposit, capitalized cost reduction, and excludes tax and license.
Dun, 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 dun,
Da 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 da! Hey, call the A-Team! Hey, Matt, thanks for having us over for the game, but, we could have had it at my house. My TV is bigger, and my AC works.
I thought you were supposed to get that fixed while your wife was out of town this week.
Oh, man, I totally forgot, and she's coming home tomorrow.
She's going to kill you.
What am I going to do?
You need to call the A-Team.
The A-Team?
Yeah, Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can get your service in 24 hours, guaranteed.
I better call Ahern Plumbing and Heating right away.
Caleb Mayer is glad to see lefty Eric O'Flaherty out of this game. Caleb singled for an RBI in the first inning, struck out his next 2 times. He's facing right-hander Juan Ovalis for the first time, and he spanks one into the screen foul, strike 1. Caleb, the Colonel cleanup batter, hitting .215. 2 homers, now 10 RBIs with his first inning run driven in this afternoon. Ball 1 high from the right-hander Ovalis from Venezuela. He's 1-3 this year, pitching for the 12th time out of the Wisconsin bullpen. And a slider, swing and a miss by Caleb, strike 2. Ovalis' ERA 5.60 in 17 2/3 innings. He's given up 19 hits. Or check that, 18 hits before the home run by Aaron Peel to lead off the 6th inning. A ground ball to the shortstop. Caleb hustles down the line, but not fast enough as Adam Jones gets him for the first out here in the 7th inning. That's 4 straight now, retired by Juan Ovalis. 17 2/3 innings pitched. He's fanned 22, walked 14. The league hitting .281 against this right-hander, on in relief for the 12th time with a 1-3 record. 1 away in the Colonel's 7th, 7-0 Colonels. Here's Sean Rodriguez, right-handed batter, and he knuckles one foul behind home plate, strike 1. We have a great deal of scores to share with you in this top of the 7th on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Hubat, Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler. A sharp breaking pitch is a strike call to Sean. Rodriguez singled and scored in the Colonel 3rd inning to make it 6-0. 4 finals already this afternoon in the American League. At Sky Dome, the Blue Jays 3, the Red Sox 1. An 0-2 pitch is hammered foul above the backstop. Rodriguez still in the hole. Again, Toronto 3, Boston 1 at Sky Dome this afternoon. At Yankee Stadium, the Bombers edged the Mariners 2-1. A bouncer up the middle, through behind second for a base hit, the Colonel 11th hit of the day. Sean Rodriguez has his 2nd hit as he grounded one through the middle over the pitcher's head for a 1-out single. At Jacobs Field this afternoon, it was the Indians shelling Tampa Bay 10-0. At Comerica Park, the Tigers derailed Texas 3-1. They're in the bottom of the 6th with Kansas City playing at home, leading Oakland 2-1. Popping one foul over the Colonel first base dugout here is Blake Balcom, strike 1. Bottom of the 3rd at Comiskey Park, the White Sox 6, the Twins 0. And then later tonight, the game you'll hear right here on the Zone, our parent club, the Angels, at Camden Yards to take on the Orioles. Balcom serves one up into the screen, strike 2. Blake 0 for 3 so far today. In the National League, no finals this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. The Brewers on top of Atlanta at Miller Park in the top of the 7th, 3-0. Houston leads the Mets 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th at Minute Maid Park in Texas. Blake ready for the 0-2, and it's fouled off to the right in the air. The Cardinals trail at home at Busch Stadium to Florida 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillies 3, Rockies 1 at Denver's Coors Field in the bottom of the 2nd. Later this afternoon, the Cubs and Padres, the Giants and Pirates, the Reds and Dodgers, and Montreal takes on the Diamondbacks in Phoenix. A curve, and that one's hammered foul off to the right. Blake Balcom hanging tough, still in the hole 0-2. We're just past the top of the hour here in Appleton, and we want to remind you that you're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, KCRG. Deb Williams, our in-studio engineer. I'm John Rogers. A curve and a swing and a miss by Blake. Boy, that was some curveball by Juan Ovalis. And we have enjoyed giving you all those scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Tommy Duenas broke a scoreless tie in last night's series opener with a leadoff homer in the 5th inning. He doubled and scored in the Kernel 4-run second this afternoon. The Kernels have out-hit Wisconsin 11-1 and lead the Timber Rattlers 7-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. Tommy takes a curve for a strike called. Rodriguez leads away at first, and Jeremy Dutton plays behind him. Duenas tried to hold up on a fastball, and he did, according to the base umpire Mark Ripperger. He's positioned between the mound and second. Duenas swings at a pitch, batting helmet high, didn't get it. Strike two. Sean Rodriguez at first, 2 away, top of the 7th. Can't wait to hear what today's attendance is. I bet it's over 4,000. Ball 2, up and in to Tommy Duenas. Center fielder Wladimir Balentien playing Tommy into left center. Tommy playing bare-armed on this warm Sunday afternoon. Lofts one in the air down the left field line near the warning track, in front of the track. Now on the edge of the track, backpedaling to catch it, is Eric Blakely. Tommy Duenas hit it deep to left down the line, and it was caught to end the Kernels' 7th inning. No runs in the 7th for the Kernels. 1 hit. Their 11th of the day. There were no Wisconsin errors, and the Kernels strand 1 and have left 6 on the afternoon. We go to the bottom of the 7th. This big crowd rises to its feet to stretch. It's the Kernels 7, the Timber Rattlers nothing, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernel fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco, limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Hey, everybody, gonna get on down to Hometown Restyling. Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Visit our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the incredible possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Give us a call at 378-1221.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
A U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen in relief of Nick Touchstone is Jesse Smith. Nick Touchstone, 6 innings pitched, no runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, a hit batter. Nick Touchstone completing 10 shutout innings on this 8-game road trip into Wisconsin, coming off 4 hitless shutout innings Tuesday night in a Kernel 7-3 loss in Beloit. Nick Touchstone allowed no runs in 6 innings today on only 1 hit. Fan 3, walk 3. The only hit off Nick, a 2-out infield single by Wladimir Balentien in the 2nd inning. Jesse Smith has answered the U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. Jesse working for the first time since Monday night at home against Burlington, so it's been nearly a week since Jesse's been out there. Jesse went an inning and a third Monday night against the Bees at home, allowed 1 run on 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 2, and he'll face Michael Cox, the right-handed batter, to start the bottom of the 7th. Jesse's first pitch, a fastball and a swing and a miss by Cox. Jesse Smith, 0-2 on the year. An ERA of just over 7. No saves. He's pitched 19 innings and given up 20 hits in 19 innings. Rattling one foul off the mask of the plate umpire. Clint Mahon is Michael Cox, the right-handed batter. Jesse Smith in 19 innings has struck out 20 batters, walked 12, and thrown 6 wild pitches. The league hitting .267 against right-hander Jesse Smith, 23 years old, out of Illinois Valley Community College. Jesse from Lincoln, Nebraska. Into his windup, the 0-2. Ooh, a curveball. It looked good from here. The Kernels thought it looked pretty good. I don't know how Michael Cox took it, but he did for ball 1. Cox drew a walk and struck out against the Kernel departed starter, Nick Touchtone. A line drive into left field is the second hit of the day for the Timber Rattlers. Michael Cox lines one hop in front of Nick Kimpton, and the 7th inning opens with a base hit for the Timber Rattlers. Their batter is Jeremy Dutton now.
The first baseman, number 12 is Jeremy Dutton.
Jeremy is grounded to second and grounded to short. Left-handed hitter. The Kernels play behind Michael Cox at first. Look out, a pitch inside, and it almost hit Dutton. Jeremy stands straight away from the left side, steps out and taps his spike, now digs back in with a straightaway stance. He's 5'11". Batting 188, a homer, 6 RBIs, and a strike on the outside corner from Jesse Smith. Jesse pitching for the 11th time this season. The batter loops one foul into the backstop, and it's 1-2. Our 12-game upcoming homestand, which begins Thursday, May 20th, will culminate with the Memorial Day game on the 31st of May, Monday at 2 o'clock. And one of you lucky Kernel fans will walk away from the new state, or 2 of you lucky Kernel fans will walk away as a winner of a free 1-year supply of Clement's Brats. Boy, wouldn't that be something if you came out to the ballpark on Memorial Day, the 31st of May, and was if you were one of the 2 lucky fans to be awarded a free supply, a 1-year's free supply of Brats from Clement's Sausage. That's what could happen on Memorial Day. Ball 2 is upstairs to the batter, 2-2. Jesse Smith got ahead of Michael Cox, 0-2, but Michael solved him for the second hit of the day for Wisconsin. Smith is set at the belt. And a swing and a miss by Jeremy Dutton. He took a mighty hard cut and a fastball in on his hands. Jesse Smith fans him. 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-0 Kernel. Here's Wladimir Balentien. He had the only hit against starter Nick Touchtone, a 2-out infield single back in the 2nd inning. Jesse Smith with a beautiful Uncle Charlie, a strike called, a curveball. Jesse nods yes at the signal being laid down by Tommy Duenas. Another curveball, and this one is skied in the air, off to the right. Skied in the air is too much of a description. It was skied off to the right. If it was skied, it better be in the air. Sometimes you catch yourself with some poor adjectives or too many words. Jesse with a fastball outside. Ball 1 to Wladimir Balentien. He bats from a very deep, low crouch. The lowest crouch I ever saw, the 2 lowest, 3 guys come to mind batting with the low crouch. A breaking pitch misses away, ball 2. Pete Rose. Remember how low Pete Rose got, and then he'd watch that ball, that pitch into the catcher's glove? Kind of played umpire as the batter. Pete Rose. Bert Campaneris batted from a deep crouch. Ball 3 outside, a curveball from Jesse Smith. And another guy that batted from an extremely low stance was Ricky Henderson. Balentien is full on the count now, and time is called by the plate umpire. Bottom of the 7th, 1 on, 1 out, 7-0 Kernels. Jesse with a fastball outside, and that's ball 4, first and second, 1 away for Oswaldo Navarro. Navarro is 0 for 2 today. Sun is shining brightly here at Fox City Stadium, right off Highway 41. I was talking about the Air Museum in Oshkosh. We're lucky in this league. 2 of the most attractive air museums in all the country. One, the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, the birthplace of aviation. Well, not the birthplace. That was Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, but the Wright brothers were from Dayton as well as Cedar Rapids. Ball 1 is upstairs to Navarro, and out to the mound goes Tommy Duenas to try to help out Jesse Smith. And a second museum right down the highway here in Oshkosh, the EEA Museum. There's something fascinating about getting up close to big airplanes, small airplanes, jets, military planes, experimental aircraft, helicopters. A big hook, and it's a strike call to the number 9 hitter. Jesse Smith wearing a long sleeve red shirt underneath his Colonel Road gray top. 2 on, 1 out for the Timber Rattlers. Bottom of the 7th. A breaking pitch upstairs, and it's 2-1 to the hitter. Nothing but blue skies above today. Lots of kids are enjoying this ball game, just like they will at home when we start our 12-game homestand Thursday the 20th. Conking 1 foul down the right field line to even the count 2-2 is Oswaldo Navarro. 208 batter, no homers, 2 RBIs on the season. Oswaldo ready. So's Jesse. Swinging a foul. Straight back. Beyond the 18-foot high wall and left, a huge grove of trees. A curve, and this one's lifted in the air to right center. Quan Cosby over to his left, has it, glasses down, the runners hold. Oswaldo Navarro had a good at-bat, but Jesse Smith got him to hit it off the end of the bat and lofted into right center where Quan took care of it. With 2 out, Eric Blakely at the plate. Blakely has walked, line to center, and had a hit taken away from him on a leaping stab at first by Caleb Mayer his last time up. That was in the 6th inning. Michael Cox second, Wladimir Balentien at first for the Timber Rattlers. Jesse Smith is set. A curveball stays high and inside to the batter, Eric Blakely. Blakely joined the Timber Rattlers yesterday, and he was in the lineup last night. Eric, a right-handed batter with an open stance, swings late and misses at a fastball, strike 1. Blakely's from Ohio, and he played baseball in Bloomington, Indiana as a Hoosier. Eric had a hit last night. Jesse Smith with a fastball. It was ruled to be high by plate umpire Clint Mahan. 2-1 to the leadoff batter. batting with 2 out and 2 on in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jesse Smith in his first inning of relief of starter Nick Touchstone. Fires a strike on the outside edge. Now the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. 7-0 Kernels, bottom of the 7th inning. Blakely grounds one foul past first. He hit it hard, but off the end of the bat. Ten years of baseball in this sparkling stadium. Fox City Stadium. One of the best relief pitchers of the mid-70s for the Yankees and Red Sox, Sparky Lyle, pitched here in 1964. Ball 3 is outside, and now the count full to Blakely. The runner should be going. Cox at second, Balentien at first. Jesse Smith would love to throw a strike. He does. A ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Howie Kendrick, and on to first to retire the side. Howie made a good backhanded pick of that ground ball to his right. His throw was low, but he was helped out by a strong stretch at first by Caleb Mayer. Jesse Smith keeps the shutout intact in relief of Nick Touchstone. No runs for Wisconsin in the 7th. 1 hit, a walk. There were no Colonel errors. Timber Rattlers leave the pair. They've stranded 7 in 7 innings. We come to bat in the top of the 8th in Appleton, and it's the Kernels 7, the Timber Rattlers nothing. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
The Dan Patrick Show.
What did you do last night? Rich Eisen, former ESPN anchor, having a party. Or I could have gone to the Playboy Mansion and the 50th anniversary.
Now, who were some of the famous people that were there besides yourself?
Famous people. Drew Carey was there. Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, you know who was there? Salami from The White Shadow.
Scott Baio was there again, right?
You gotta love Chachi. And the ratio was, I think, 7 women to every 1 guy. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I did meet the triplets, who are from Minnesota.
All right.
Yeah, now that's a 3-peat. That'd be the trifecta. That's the triple crown right there.
But you not only see the modern-day Playboy women, you saw, Mimi Van Buren was there. Was she, 50th anniversary playmate?
I think she was there in, 53 or something like that. She looked like she was there in 53, 1953.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekdays on ESPN Radio.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the 3rd generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't I?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
The second relief pitcher of the afternoon takes over for Wisconsin in the top of the 8th, with the Kernels shining as brightly as the sunshine in Wisconsin, leading 7-0. Michael Hernio, Hrygnio, pitched a scoreless inning last night in the Kernel 8-2 victory. Hernio, 1 inning pitch, no runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no walks. Juan Ovalis pitched 2 innings this afternoon, gave up 1 Kernel run, an Aaron Peel home run leading off the 6th inning, 1 run on 2 hits. He struck out 1, walked none. Michael Hernio, 6'2", right-hander from Dover, New Jersey. And he gets one by Nick Timpton. Nick swung and missed, strike 1. Nick Timpton looped a single into left field to make it 6-0 Kernels back in the 3rd inning. Hernio fires a strike on the inside corner. We mentioned last night that Michael Hernio played 3 seasons with the Mariners as a position player, and he's been transformed into a pitcher. Timpton, a left-handed batter. tips a curveball foul just outside the Fungo hitting oval. An oval-shaped piece of dirt cut out on both sides of the dirt batting circle here. That's where the grounds crew wants the reserve pitchers and coaches to hit fungos out of. And once you cut those circles out, the guys that hit fungos usually oblige and do their hitting from in there. Ball one outside to Kimpton. Now Nick wraps one into the backstop to stay alive, 1-2. Nick Kimpton, Aaron Peel, and then the top of the order, Quan Cosby here for the Kernels. In the top of the 8th inning, the Kernels owning a 7-0 lead over Wisconsin. Michael Hernio with the 1-2. And a swing and a miss by Nick Kimpton. One gone in the Kernel 8th inning. So much fun coming up ahead when we open our season-long 12-game homestand Thursday, May 20th. That game and the next one on Friday evening, they both start at 6:30, and they'll be played against the Swing of the Quad Cities. We've seen them earlier in our ballpark with their lookout. Aaron Peel is hitting the back, and Aaron is aboard at first. Peel has hit a home run today, singled in a run, scored twice, and Michael Hernio came up and in and struck Aaron Peel between the shoulders. In his back, Aaron just flipped the bat away professionally and trotted down to first base. Quan Cosby has played a role in the Kernel offensive firepower today. He singled and scored back in the Kernel 4-run second. Quan batting left-handed. The switch hitter came in with a .235 average. The right-hander with a slider low, ball one to Quan. Then Saturday the 22nd, a week from last night, a 5 o'clock start at home against the Kane County Cougars. We came into play this afternoon tied with Kane County for the top spot in the West Division. Strike one called to Quan. Kane County is playing at Fort Wayne this afternoon. Both the Kernels and Cougars are 21-15. A pitch in the dirt, a wild pitch, and that'll send Aaron Peel down to second. Peel at second with one out here in the top of the 8th inning. A base hit by Quan Cosby would make things a little more comfortable for the Kernels. Saturday the 22nd, a 5 o'clock start. Rockin' Ray and Sky Dogs USA return for fun entertainment. A bouncer to first, underhanded by the first baseman, Jeremy Dutton, to the pitcher covering. On to third with 2 out goes Aaron Peel. Quan Cosby bounces out, first baseman to the pitcher covering for the second out of the Kernel 8th inning. Here's Howie Kendrick. Howie singled his first 2 times up today, has scored twice, has driven in a run. Kendrick started play batting .326. A curveball hits Howie in the helmet. He takes his helmet off, and I think he's all right. He's up now. Howie Kendrick was hit by a curveball. He waited, and then the ball struck him in the batting helmet. And somebody's been thrown out of this game. The catcher, I believe, Chris Collins, has been thrown out of the game. He and Howie Kendrick exchanged words. Now a few of the Kernels come out of the dugout. Likewise, the Timber Rattlers. Both managers have interceded. There will be no fifth thrown. A curveball got away from Michael Hernio and hit Howie Kendrick in the head. As Howie was going to first base, the catcher, Michael Collins, was thrown out of the game. So a new catcher will come on for Wisconsin. It'll either be Justin Rutte or Brent Matheny. Howie Kendrick on a curveball was hit in the helmet and was dazed for a few seconds, got up, put his helmet back on, was headed towards first base, and the catcher followed Howie Kendrick down first base and was jawing at him about something, I'm not sure what. and the plate umpire threw Chris Collins, the catcher, out of this ball game. A new catcher coming in for Wisconsin, and it is going to be Justin Rutke. Justin Rutke, who played in last night's game, will take over behind the plate for Wisconsin. Rutke spelled R-U-C-H-T-I. Kernels have runners at first and third now, with 2 out in the top of the 8th, leading 7-0. Rutke will bat in the next inning, the bottom of the 8th inning, as he takes over behind the plate here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 hit batters here in the Colonel 8th inning. Neither, in my opinion, were struck intentionally. In fact, it was a curveball that hit Howie Kendrick.
Now catching for the Timber Rattlers, number 19, Rutke.
Well, I don't know if Howie Kendrick said anything to the pitcher or not, but his catcher, Chris Collins, Michael Hernio's catcher, did say something to Howie Kendrick, something that he shouldn't have, because the plate umpire threw him out of the game. Now Brandon Wood with 2 on and 2 out, as Bobby Magallanes is getting it further explanation of the ejection. Bobby talking it over with the plate umpire, Clint Mahon, beyond third base. And let's see if there's any changes for the Kernels. No, Howie Kendrick remains at first base. And it looks like Aaron Peel is still at third base. Let's make sure of that. Yes, Aaron Peel is still at third base for the Kernels. Well, a delay in the action here as a new catcher has come on. He's in place now, Justin Rutke. Brandon Wood with 2 on, each 1 runner each at the corner. Peel at third, and Howie Kendrick at first. A fastball is high. 1-0 to Brandon. Brandon Wood is 1 for 4 today. A big 2-out RBI double in the second inning made it 5-0 Kernels. It's 7-0 now here in the top of the 8th inning. Hernio's 1-0. Low for ball 2. You talk about an offensive barrage recently. The Kernels out-hit Beloit Friday night, losing 5-4, but out-hit him 12-7. There's a strike to Brandon Wood. Last night, the Kernels 8-2 winners had 16 hits to the Timber Rattlers 5. This afternoon so far, the Kernels 11 hits and Wisconsin just 2. Brandon Wood, right-handed batter, facing the right-handed pitcher. And a high pop foul. That one will drift into the 5th row of burgundy seats behind the first base Colonel dugout. Brandon even on the count, 2 on, 2 out. Look out! Brandon Wood is struck, and he was hit in the left forearm. I hope he's all right. Brandon Wood is up, and he's going to first base. That one got away from the right-hander, and he's hit 3 Kernels here in the 8th inning. Brandon Wood is walking towards first. It hit him somewhere, I believe, in the left forearm. And it's very rare that you see a pitcher load the bases on hit batters. You do have to remember that this fella just started pitching last year, and out comes the pitching coach for Wisconsin, Brad Holman. Hernio pitched 24 1/3 innings last season, his first year of pitching professionally. His first 3 seasons, he was a position player, an infielder. And he's loaded the bases. Brandon Wood is checking his left hand or wrist, being looked over by Justin Bachman at first base. Justin is not called the trainer. Out of the Kernel first base dugout yet, Brian Rinker. Bases loaded, 2 out, top of the 8th, and Caleb Mayer, the batter. Brandon was just hit by a 2-2 pitch. Caleb Mayer got the Kernels started in this Sunday afternoon game with a first-inning RBI single down the right field line. He swats a curveball into the screen, foul, strike 1. Brandon Wood still looking at his left hand or wrist, but I would imagine if he was in any real peril that Brian Rinker would have come out and looked at it and pulled him out of the game. Caleb swings and misses at a curve, strike 2. Peel at third, Kendrick at second, Wood at first. All 3 were struck by pitches from Michael Hernio. The 0-2 pitch to Caleb is the curve, strike 3 called. Caleb Mayer called out on strikes, and the Kernels leave the bases loaded here in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, 3 hit batters. There were no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave the bases loaded and have stranded 9. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Kernels still lead Wisconsin 7-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up? Just getting ready to kick your butt. Right. And mess up your hair? You just wish you could look this good. Boo! Nothing but net. Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it? Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me. Nice shot. Yeah. So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good? Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. But Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me. Oh, so that's why your hair never moves. Oh, you're funny. Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time. Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
Bright, sunshiny, warm Sunday afternoon as the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers will bat against Jesse Smith in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Kernels with a 7-0 lead. Brandon Wood is fine after being struck in the left hand or forearm or wrist in the top of the 8th inning. One of 3 Kernel hit batsmen, Howie Kendrick, was hit in the helmet on a curveball. Aaron Peel hit between the shoulder blades. Adam Jones is first up for the Timber Rattlers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Adam 0-for-2 was hit by a pitch his last time up. Jesse Smith wings in a curveball. At the knees, strike one. Now a breaking pitch low. It's 1-1. Adam Jones, a 239 hitter. Wisconsin only hitting 222 as a team. Next to last in the Midwest League. A high fastball is lined to second, and Howie Kendrick climbed the ladder to take a hit away from Adam Jones. Adam Jones whistled one hard, headed over the head of Howie Kendrick, but Howie left it just the right time, and boy, that's three tremendous leaping catches by Kernel infielders in the first two games of this series. Brandon Wood went up on his pogo stick last night in a scoreless game in the bottom of the fourth inning to take a hit away from a Timber Rattler. Caleb Mayer robbed Eric Blakely, the leadoff man, of a hit in the sixth inning, and now Howie Kendrick joins the Kernel Webb Gem Corps with a leaping stab of a hard hit ball by Adam Jones. Left-handed batting Eval Bastida takes a Jesse Smith pitch high for ball one. Now a fastball for a strike from Jesse. Bastida steps out. Bottom of the eighth, it's 7-0 Kernels. Jesse into his windup, fires, and a bouncer to third underneath the glove of Sean Rodriguez. It may be an error on the Kernel third baseman. No, they've given Bastida a base hit. A tough in-between hop for Sean Rodriguez, and I think the official score was correct in ruling it a base hit. The third hit of the day for the Timber Rattlers. The Kernels have some action stirring in their first base bullpen. A curve just missed outside. Justin Rutke had to take over behind the plate when Chris Collins was ejected in this game. Rutke, a right-handed batter, hitting .205. A curve is a strike called. No homers, 1 RBI. Justin Rutke last night, nothing for 3, drew a walk in the 7th inning. He's batting for the first time today. The Kernels don't hold Bastida at first. Swing and a miss by Rutke, strike 2 on a high fastball. Jesse Smith pitched around a leadoff single and a 1-out walk to prevent the Timber Rattlers from scoring in the 7th inning in relief of starter lefty Nick Touchstone. A breaking pitch is tipped foul, and Tommy Duenas held it for strike 3. 2 away in the Timber Rattler 8th inning. The batter is Chris Colton. He's nothing for 3.
Now batting the right fielder, number 21, Chris Colton.
Colton, a right-handed hitter with a ever so slightly closed stance. That means his front foot is just ahead of his back foot. If you were to draw a line or put a yardstick between the toes of the 2 feet, his right foot is just in front of the back foot in a closed position. That's what they call it. A 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 1. Looking ahead to the Kernel 9th, it'll be Sean Rodriguez, Blake Balcom, and Tommy Duenas to bat against the Timber Rattlers. Ski right 2 as Jesse Smith, a fastball clocked at 87 miles an hour. By the speed pitch indicator, it's embedded into the left field wall down the line here at Fox City Stadium. Now a swing and a miss on a curveball. Jesse Smith, 2 shutout innings in relief of starter Nick Touchstone. No runs for the Timber Rattlers in the bottom of the 8th. 1 hit, their third of the game. No Kernel errors. Wisconsin strands a runner. They've left 8 aboard. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Kernels are in good shape, leading the Timber Rattlers 7-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's.
Better call Papa.
It's spring planting time, and garden treasures await you at Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. For the best selection in the area, plus all the free expert advice you'll need to make them grow, choose Peck's. The greenhouses at Peck's are filled with beautiful colors, gorgeous hanging baskets, rose bushes, patio pots, and blooming annual flower plants, including the best and newest blooms for sun or shade. Grow your own vegetables and herbs from Peck's large selection of favorite vegetable and tomato plant varieties that are ready to plant. Peck's also has hundreds of varieties of hardy perennial plants, plus acres of trees, shrubs, and evergreens for landscapes. Contact Peck's for an estimate on your landscape project. Visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, where their knowledgeable staff is ready to answer plant and gardening questions. Peck's, growing garden treasures since 1956, at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast.
Southpaw Jason McIntosh on to work the 9th inning against the Kernels. McIntosh is the 3rd reliever employed by Steve Roadcap and his Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Michael Hernio pitched a scoreless 8th inning. It was eventful, however. He hit 3 Kernel batters, struck out a pair, and allowed no runs on no hits. Lefty Jason McIntosh misses high and away. Ball 1 to Sean Rodriguez. We're underway in the 9th inning. 7-0 Kernels. McIntosh with a fastball high and in. Ball 2. Jason, McIntosh. A fastball, and that's ripped on the ground to third. Knocked down by the third baseman. He throws high and late, and it'll likely be the second error of the ball game by Michael Cox. Sean Rodriguez, the beneficiary, grounded one to third, and it is an error. The throw over the first baseman's head after McIntosh was unable to, after Cox was unable to come up with it cleanly. Leadoff man aboard against lefty Jason McIntosh. Top of the 9th inning, 7-0 Kernels. Blake Balcom will try to reach base for the first time this afternoon. Blake had a couple of hits in the Kernel win in the series opener here last night. Here's a line drive into right center. It is a base hit for Blake Balcom, and it sends Sean Rodriguez speeding into third without a play. Blake Balcom has the 12th Kernel hit of this afternoon, and the Kernels, leading 7-0 here in the top of the 9th, have runners at the corners with nobody out against Jason McIntosh. Tommy Duenas has doubled and scored, walked, flown to center, flown to left.
Uncle Tom might have to take a lick off it.
First and third against the lefty McIntosh. And ball 1 low to Tommy Duenas. Jason signed as a free agent by the Mariners last February.
Has anyone seen Jenny Lane?
Was with Mahoning Valley last year in the New York Penn League. I'm not sure what team they're affiliated with. I thought the Indians, perhaps. A strike to Tommy Duenas. It's 1-1. McIntosh is from Utah. And he was 1-1 in 6 appearances last year with Mahoning Valley. New York Penn League rookie team, I think part of the Indian organization.
There they are, Paul. Cheer up.
Swing and a miss on a changeup, strike 2.
Get a black shirt on, Paul.
Rodriguez at third. He reached on the third error of the afternoon by Wisconsin. The second on their third baseman. Duenas, right-handed hitter. Lefty set at the chin. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. Tommy had a good rip at it. 12 hits for the Kernels today. We started May 1st batting .227 as a team. Here we are on May 16th, leading the league in hitting with a .267 average. Another 1-2 from the lefty, and this one is fouled straight back. McIntosh wearing a long sleeve black shirt underneath his black underneath his white Wisconsin home uniform. These Timber Rattlers look very much like the West Michigan Whitecaps with the black belt, the black socks, the black shoes, the black hats, silver bills. West Michigan, of course, the Class A Midwest League affiliate of Detroit. A change-up, and Tommy was ahead of it. He swings and misses. 1 out here in the Kernel ninth inning for Nick Kimpton. Nick is batting for the 5th time today. McIntosh working from the stretch to the left-handed batter. Southpaw's first delivery is a curve for a strike. Top of the 9th inning, runners at the corners for the Kernels, 1 away. A brisk breeze still blowing from the first base line out towards left center. The 0-1 delivery to Nick Kimpton. High for ball 1. Jason McIntosh is pitching for the 12th time this season out of the Timber Rattler bullpen. 0-1 with an ERA of 3.52, no saves. A curve in the dirt and a run-saving block of it by catcher Justin Rutke. McIntosh in 15 1/3 innings has given up 12 hits. Fan 13 batters, walked 6. 2-1 to Kimpton. It's driven in the air to left center. That's going to drop for a base hit. It's 8-0 Kernels. John Rodriguez trots home. Nick Kimpton has his second RBI single of the day. And the error by the third baseman to open this inning has cost the Timber Rattlers a run. Blake Balcom stopped at second as John Rodriguez scored on the RBI single into left center by Nick Kimpton, his second RBI of the day, and it's the 13th Kernel hit of this game. 8-0 Kernels now in the top of the 9th inning. Aaron Peel, the batter. Anytime the Kernels score 10 runs or more, home or away, win or lose, you get up to 10 beef tacos the next day and night at Cedar Rapids Taco Bell's for just 39 cents. The Kernels have 8 runs. Now a looper foul off the end of the bat into the Kernel first base bullpen. Strike 1 on Aaron Peel. Aaron with an RBI single and the Kernel 4-run second. A leadoff homer against right-handed reliever Juan Ovalis to open up the 6th inning. It was Peel's 6th home run of the year. A breaking pitch is a strike called to Aaron. 0-2 as Jason McIntosh gets ahead. McIntosh in 15 1/3 innings has surrendered no home runs. First and second, 1 away. A looper to short, and it's short hop by the shortstop. He throws the second out, throw to first, double play. Well, Aaron Peel hit it off the trademark and looped it on 1 hop. Adam Jones made a good play to shorthand hop it, and then he fed the second baseman Oswaldo Navarro for a force out of Nick Kimpton. Navarro on to first to complete the first double play turned by the Timber Rattlers in this game. 6-4-3. 1 run in the 9th for the Kernels on 2 hits. 1 Wisconsin error, their 3rd of the game. The Kernels lead 1 and have stranded 10. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. 8-0 Kernels. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
When searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations, look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernels players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
Right-hander Wayne Hedden works the 9th inning, and his fastball is upstairs. Ball 1 to Michael Cox, a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen, and right-hander Wayne Hedden is on. He's 21 years old, and he's on for the 3rd time in relief, and he delivers a slider in for a strike called to the right-handed hitting third baseman Michael Cox. Michael is walked, struck out, and singled. A curve and strike 2 called to the batter. Wayne Hedden last worked Monday at home against Burlington in a 10-inning loss. He was the loser. He pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 1 run, unearned on no hits, struck out none, walked 3. He's ahead of Michael Cox, and Michael bounces 1 foul into the Timber Rattler third base dugout. 2 shutout innings by right-hander Jesse Smith in relief of Nick Touchstone. Jesse Smith, 2 innings pitched, no runs, allowed 2 hits, struck out 3, and walked only 1. Wayne Hedden, Hedden, a curveball high, and the count even now, 2-2. To Michael Cox, the Kernels have out-hit Wisconsin 13-3 after out-hitting the Timber Rattlers last night 16-5. Wayne Hedden misses low and in, ball 3, a slider. Wayne out of Hillsborough Community College in Florida. 2-0 last year with Provo in 17 games. Swing and a tip foul. The batter just got a piece of a pitch in on his hands. Good piece of protecting the plate by Michael Cox. The Kernels with 8 runs, 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the sixth, 1 in the ninth. Ball 4 just missed low, apparently. The Kernels wanted the call. Did not get it from plate umpire Clint Mahon. Jeremy Dutton up in for 3 today. Steps in, left-handed batter. Dutton to face Wayne Hedden. Wayne is on for the 3rd time out of the Kernel bullpen this season.
First baseman, number 12, Jeremy Dutton.
Hedden pitched 32 2/3 innings last year for Provo, allowing 33 hits in 32 2/3. A fastball just inside for ball 1. We haven't had a chance to pass on our Kernel of Wisdom yet. We'll do so here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Our Kernel of Wisdom, Dave Winfield, Bob Horner, and Seattle Mariner John Olerud never played in the minor league. Swing and a miss on a changeup. John Olerud went to Washington State in Eastern Washington. In 1989, suffered a subarachnoid hemorrhage. It caused bleeding in his spinal column, and in February of 1989, surgeons removed an aneurysm at the base of his brain. A strike call to Dutton. That's why you see John Olerud wear a helmet all the time when he's in the field, at the plate, running the bases. Even anytime he's on the field, he's wearing a protective helmet from that terrible subarachnoid hemorrhage that he had back in '89. Ball 2 low from Wayne Hedden to the left-handed hitter. So Bob Horner, Dave Winfield, and John Olerud never took a motor coach from one minor league town or city to another. They were good enough to start their professional careers in the major leagues, and they never played in the minors. A pitch pulled into right is a base hit, and stopping at second is Michael Cox. Jeremy Dutton singles into right. 2 on, nobody out for the Timber Rattlers here in the bottom of the ninth. The hit by Jeremy Dutton, his first of the afternoon, and the fourth for the Timber Rattlers. I always wondered why John Olerud wore that helmet all the time. But after he had surgeons remove the aneurysm at the base of his brain in '89, he broke in with Toronto in 1989, and he's been a big leaguer ever since with the Blue Jays, Mets, and the Mariners. He's playing in his home state of Washington as a Seattle Mariner. A curve at the strike to Wladimir Balentien. 17 players since the draft in 1965, the amateur draft. 17 players have started their careers in the major leagues, but only 3 have started in the big leagues and never played in the minors. That's our Kernel of Wisdom, Dave Winfield, Bob Horner, and John Olerud. A breaking pitch is low to Wladimir Balentien. 8-0 Kernels, bottom of the ninth, runners at first and second, nobody out for the Timber Rattlers. Wayne Hedden's pitch, a ground ball, double play ball to Brandon Wood, underhand to Kendrick for 1. Howie to first. It went 6-4-3. Wayne Hedden gets the pitcher's best friend off the bat of Wladimir Balentien. A 6-4-3 twin killing. On to third goes Michael Cox, 2 away here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Oswaldo Navarro is 0 for 3 this afternoon. Wayne Hedden misses low with a fastball. Oswaldo hitting 208. And he does go by Oswaldo, not Ozzy. Breaking pitch, a dandy from Wayne Hedden. Wayne pitching bare-armed. Wears his gray trousers just below his kneecap, so you can see all of his red socks. Kernels in their all red caps today. A yellow hammer stays high and into the batter for ball 2. Michael Cox at third. 2 out, bottom of the ninth, 8-0 Kernels. The Kernels trying to go up in this series 2-0. A morning start tomorrow, 10:40 dugout interview time. Ball 3 to the batter. Wayne Hedden is behind 3-1. Let's see if Wayne can throw a strike to Navarro. He does. It's grounded to deep short. Backhanded by Brandon Wood. Long throw dug out by Caleb Mayer to end the ball game. Wayne Hedden got Oswaldo Navarro to ground out to deep short. And the Kernels are celebrating an 8-0 shutout win over Wisconsin here this afternoon. In the ninth for the Timber Rattlers, no runs. 1 hit, a leadoff walk, a double play, no Kernel errors. Timber Rattlers leave a runner aboard. They stranded 9 this afternoon. 8-0 Kernels, and we'll have totals, highlights, and a whole lot more when we return for the Kernel Curtain Call. We're going to check in with Deb Williams, our in-studio engineer, during this break. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
ESPN Radio plays the hits.
Drilled deep down the left field line. It is gone.
All kind of hits.
A swing and a base hit in the left field.
The hits of Major League Baseball.
It's swung on and grounded out to second. Back to first for the 4-6-3 double play. Nicely done.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio.
That old glove you're wearing gets you $2 off any new regularly priced one you purchase from Jones, Twin Pines, or Ellis Golf Shop. leather or all-weather, get $2 off when you trade in any time in May. And 2004 golf shoes start at just $49.95. Top brands like FootJoy, the #1 shoe in golf, the new Dexter shoe, and Nike make selection easy. Great values from the Iowa PGA Section award-winning golf shops.
Cedar Rapids Golf, serving your needs to a T. Time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
The Kernel offensive charge continues. This ball club 8-0 winners over Wisconsin this afternoon before a big crowd on a gorgeous Sunday. I want to reiterate that the Kernels started play today not only in a tie for first in the Western Division first half standings, but they started play today leading the league in hitting, home runs, and stolen bases. And on May 1st, the ball club was hitting .227. Now they are hitting .267 and out-hit Wisconsin 13-4, blanking the Timber Rattlers 8-0 this afternoon. The Kernels scored early and often in this one, mounting 6 runs in the first 3 innings against 19-year-old lefty Eric O'Flaherty. In the first inning with 2 out, Caleb Mayer dumped a single into right field. It chased home Howie Kendrick. Kendrick had singled with 1 out and stolen second base. The Kernels then sent 8 men to the plate and scored 4 runs, all with 2 out in the top of the second inning. A 1-out double by Tommy Duenas. He was at second with 2 out when Aaron Peel singled hard into left field. Duenas just beat the throw home, sliding to the home plate or to the backstop side of the plate, beating a throw by Eric Blakely. The Timber Rattlers argued, but Duenas scored to make it 2-0 on a base hit to left by Aaron Peel. Quan Cosby then singled up the middle, sending Peel to third base. Howie Kendrick singled into right, or sending Peel to second base rather. Howie Kendrick, an RBI single into right. The throw home by Chris Coulter would have been in time to get Peel at the plate, but the catcher, Chris Collins, muffed the throw. Peel slid in safely to make it 3-0. The ball ricocheted off of Chris Collins up the third base line. Quan Cosby scored all the way from first. They charged the catcher with an error. And then Brandon Wood chased home Howie Kendrick from second on an opposite field double to make it 5-0 Kernels. A 2-out RBI single by Nick Kimpton, one of 2 RBI singles by the Australian, plated Sean Rodriguez, who led the third inning off with a single, and that made it 6-0 Kernels. A leadoff homer by Aaron Peel in the top of the 6th made it 7-0, and then a 1-out RBI single from Nick Kimpton scored Sean Rodriguez with an unearned run in the 9th inning, and the Kernels won it behind Nick Touchstone 8-0. Touchstone went 6 innings, pitched shutout ball, allowed 1 hit, struck out 3, walked 3, hit a batter. Nick Touchstone on this road trip now 10 scoreless innings in which he's given up 1 hit, fanned 7, and walked 4. Nick Touchstone was brilliant. He was followed to the hill by Jesse Smith and Wayne Hedden, who helped secure the shutout. 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors committed by the Kernels. We left 10 men aboard. And for Wisconsin, no runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. They stranded 9. The winning pitcher was the 6'5" Kernel lefty Nick Touchstone. He's 1-1. The loser for Wisconsin, their 19-year-old southpaw, the starter Eric O'Flaherty. He's 1-2. The game took 2 hours and 52 minutes before a crowd of at least 4,000. We'll have the official number in just a little bit. 8-0 Kernels. Up next on the Kernel Curtain Call are Liberty Bank star plays of the game. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
Unless you have a crystal ball that really works, nobody can foresee all the risks that might become realities. Most of us don't have a foolproof crystal ball, though. That's why it's sensible to consider the calamities that might occur to your car, home, business, or life, and insure yourself against the worst. See Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent, about a well-planned insurance program for your individual needs. The future is uncertain. See your Pekin insurance agent, Phil Andrews, at Wladimir Andrews Agency.
Iowa's fastest-growing community bank, Liberty Bank, is now proud to present our Liberty Bank Star Plays of the Game. Let's go back to the very first inning. Howie Kendrick with a one-out single stole second. He was there with 2 outs, and Caleb Mayer came to the plate. Here's our first Liberty Bank Star Play of the Game. Here's a drive into the right field corner by Caleb Mayer for a base hit. It'll put the Kernels up 1-0. Over to get it, Chris Colton, and streaking across the plate, standing up, is Howie Kendrick. 1-0 Kernels on a base hit into right with 2 out in the first by Caleb Mayer. In the Kernels' second inning, Tommy Duenas a 1-out double. He stayed at second on a ground ball out to the shortstop off the bat of Nick Kimpton. Then Aaron Peel came to the plate. Here's our second Liberty Bank Star Play of the afternoon. Duenas a big lead at second. Peel rips one into left past the shortstop. Here comes Tommy Duenas. The throw home is going to be not in time. Tommy Duenas slides in safely to make it 2-0 Kernels. It was a bang play at the plate, and Chris Collins, the catcher, argues with the plate umpire as well as the manager for the Timber Rattlers, Steve Roadcap, out of the third base dugout. Tommy Duenas slid to the backside of the plate, and he just did beat a throw home by left fielder Eric Blakely to make it 2-0 Kernels. The Kernels would go on and get two more in that second inning to make it 5-0. And our third and final Liberty Bank Star Play of the game, Nick Touchstone on the hill, bottom of the fifth inning. The Kernels up 6-0, and Touchstone facing Oswaldo Navarro, trying to record his 10th out in a row. The 1-2 to Navarro. Popped in the air, foul ball. It should be caught by Caleb Mayer, and Caleb has it about 30 feet back of first base in foul ground, and that is 10 in a row, set down by Nick Touchstone. He retires the Timber Rattlers in order for the third straight time. Nick Touchstone with 6 shutout innings this afternoon, giving up no runs on 1 hit. Couple that with his 4 innings of shutout ball in the series opener Tuesday night in Beloit, and Nick Touchstone will long remember Wisconsin in his young professional career. 10 shutout innings, 4 as a reliever Tuesday night in a Kernel loss, 6 this afternoon, helping the Kernels drub Wisconsin 8-0. Those are our Liberty Bank Star Plays of the game. Up next on the Kernel Curtain Call, a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Did you know nearly 40% of all the waste going to landfills is paper? That includes newspapers, magazines, catalogs, junk mail, computer paper, cereal boxes, pop and beer cartons. Your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling encourage you to recycle those common household paper products by putting them in your blue recycling box on Collection Day. Save our landfill space. Recycle your paper waste.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
John Rogers back with you on a beautiful Sunday afternoon at Fox City Stadium, where the Kernels have upped their road trip record here in America's Dairyland of 4-2 with an 8-0 rout of the Timber Rattlers this afternoon. We have a lot of scores to give to you on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, so let's have at it right now. Thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, and Lanny Peterson. Let's start in the American League. Everything final but 2 games. At Sky Dome, it was the Blue Jays 3, the Red Sox 1 this afternoon. Seattle bowed to the Yankees 2-1 in the Bronx this afternoon. Cleveland pummeled the Devil Rays 10-0 at Jacobs Field today. It was the Tigers taming Texas 3-1 at Comerica Park. Oakland upended the Royals 6-2. That was at Kauffman Stadium this afternoon. The White Sox are bombing Minnesota 11-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning at Comiskey Park. A game you'll hear later on this evening right here on the Zone has the Orioles hosting our parent club, the Anaheim Angels. You'll hear it right here on the Zone a little bit later, just after 7 o'clock this evening. The Angels in Baltimore from Camden Yards. Now let's go to the National League. Believe it or not, only one final. It was at Miller Park, south of here, and the Brewers derailed Atlanta 4-1. That's a final. They're in the top of the 10th inning at Minute Maid Park. The Mets and Astros tied 2-2. With Florida batting in the top of the 9th at Busch Stadium, the Marlins hold a 3-2 edge over the Cardinals. In the top of the 6th inning, the Phillies trail at Denver's Coors Field. It's the Rockies 6, Philadelphia 3, top of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 3rd in San Diego, the Cubs lead the Padres 2-0. Pittsburgh on top of the Giants 3-0 in the top of the 4th at SBC Park. The Cincinnati Reds are ahead of Los Angeles 4-0 at Dodger Stadium. That's in the top of the 3rd. And at Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, the Expos and Diamondbacks no score, top of the 2nd inning. State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Lanny Peterson, Al Shetler, and Dale Thompson giving us that complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard, following a Kernel 8-0 bashing of the Timber Rattlers here this afternoon. Nick Touchstone was magnificent. He's the winner, and the Kernels will try to make it a 5-2 road trip here in Wisconsin with a morning game. We'll greet you at 10:40 dugout interview time tomorrow morning for the 3rd game of this 4-game series in Appleton. The first pitch at 11 o'clock. I know it seems unusual, but 10:40 dugout interview time Monday morning tomorrow, and an 11 o'clock first pitch. It was 8-0 Kernels today. We sure enjoyed bringing it to you. Thanks for including us in your Sunday afternoon. Deb Williams did a terrific job as our in-studio engineer. Deb, thank you for all your great work. And the Kernels did good work for the 2nd day in a row here in Wisconsin, whipping the Timber Rattlers 8-0. 11 o'clock start tomorrow, 10:40 dugout interview time. John Rogers wishing you a great rest of your Sunday afternoon here from Appleton, Wisconsin. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
This has been a special sports presentation from the Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.